T1, they have so many good players
Yo.
here. And let's not forget Meteor
This-
as well. He can be so deadly.
This is
And
the
as we're seeing
stream
right now,
where
our
the train
opposition's
crashes
going into
off the
fracture.
tracks.
PRX changing up a lot. Something's on the
This is the train derailing
stream.
stream.
And they're playing double duelist here, Forsaken and Jing. So actually they're playing kind of the comp, a similar-ish comp to what T1 was playing against them in kickoff.
Yeah, big changes here. I think there's a lot of confidence.
I don't want to see a
PRX guys.
single
Over on the side
Paper
of
X
T1,
fan
they're
in
not
my
doing
chat.
anything, which really worries
Yo,
me.
what's up,
PRX
what's up,
have
what's
had
up?
2 weeks to lead
Aldo
up to
kinda
this game,
fried
2
low-key,
weeks to
did
plan,
he?
2 weeks to anti-strat, and T1 are coming in.
Dude,
with
I
that
got
same
a ton of sleep
competition,
last night,
whereas
actually.
PRX
I was thinking
who are the
about
ones who are making
waking
change.
up for the,
I'm definitely a
I was
little
thinking
bit
about
worried
waking up
that
for the
T1
first
might
game
be too predictable heading
for
into
Talon
this.
Nongshim,
I
and
think
I was
though
like,
that T1,
nah,
you know,
that
they played a
is...
lot of quality teams on this map.
too
They
difficult.
played a lot of reps.
I would have
They've
only
got
got
10
like 4
reps on
hours sleep or
practice here in
something.
both Bangkok,
But I ended
kickoff,
up
and
getting
now
like
in
7
stage
because it went to
1.
3
So they can
maps,
be
so
very adaptable.
respect.
They played
Respect
a
to
lot
Talon
of games to
Nongshim.
where they've had
Appreciate
to
it.
face a lot of different styles, so I'm not too worried that they're going to lack adaptability in this first map.
Well, I don't know. That just made it even more difficult
Where did
to
I get the
predict
cat
who is going to
jumper?
take Fracture.
It
But
was,
let's see what our casters think. Pass it over to Quack
I
and
don't know.
Komodo.
They're just, they're out here giving me some crazy shit occasionally.
Thank you very much, Mika. Yes, the desk brings up good points, but that said, this is still an elimination match, and you had a pretty good point yourself, Komodo.
Yeah, I got a new point though. These guys, they don't know their build diff teams whatsoever. Pilski is saying Forsaken, and Big Time is saying Jing on the smokes. Nah, how about something to bring out his first ever smokes on the Brimstone, folks?
Yo, let's
that's
have a look at this
something.
game.
That's
I think this
true.
game is going to be
It's-
a good one.
It really makes you question, like, what.
Hopefully
why
it
are they
is as
thinking
well.
this, But, you know,
I mean,
but it
the
allows you to
Paper
put,
X
you know,
hope goes so
Forsaken and
crazy.
Jing back on their comfort duelist roles.
For sure. And I mean, I'm looking at
Obviously,
history.
T1
I'll
have
take
not
you
played
guys
well
down a
recently.
trip through memory lane right now. What did
But I just
2024
don't believe
entail
that
for us
Paper X are
with
back.
Paper X?
I just don't
Well,
believe.
They were second in the grand finals for kickoff, right? So they game runners up.
It might be
Stage
ROG2?
one, well, they
Good
won that
question.
one. They got the
I don't
grand
really
finals
know.
up. Stage 2, well, they bowed out in third.
I guess
come 2025,
I'll go G2
I'm
just
turning
because
my head, I'm throwing my
they
hands up,
won last
Paper X.
time and
Where are
they've
you?
been
You've
good
scraped
before,
by
but
into
like,
the playoffs here,
I
but
guess MIBR have
is this
actually
where
been
it's gonna
playing
be
better
done again?
recently.
That's the thing, Komodo. I'm gonna have to tell you exactly where, because throughout the entirety of 2025, the very first loss that Paper X received was dealt by T1.
Is
This
TMV streaming?
being an elimination match between
Is he
two
around?
teams, between lots of players who have so much history between them. It all starts off right here. Paper X on the attack.
Oh, they're doing an
on towards
Northside
the
crunch on the
side.
pistol
all
round.
of them up at north side as well. It's
Or a
Buzz,
fake Northside
it's
crunch?
Izu over towards
And then
Dish, they
trapping
want
them
to
on
go for
Dish?
the fight. Look at this one, everyone's trying to do
Yo,
it.
that is crazy.
Salvos, though, they have punished on towards at least one player until Forsaken trades right back
Oh.
with low HP, and Izu happily
They were so
collects.
low that Isu was
Three.
able to pick up
Meanwhile,
2 there.
Forsaken, full HP, but they got to go back and get the spike, and now they're smoked off. How?
That is such a weird one.
Get through
They
this
see the players pushing out Arcade, and so Paper X reacting to Dish, and don't realize that the rest of T1 is there, and then there's a stun salvo combo that catches
Start
them,
again, start over, reset.
and then they do
Reset,
so
yeah,
much
I had a
damage.
tech issue. No,
That's crazy.
Damage done. Sorry, mate.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm eating the same pizza that I was eating for
Right
the
now, it's
EMEA
looking
stream,
like
yeah. I'll put it in the
T1 are going
fridge.
to be able to come away with the round, unless they have some.
I do not have a
mistakes here.
nose
Silver's
ring,
low, Izu's
VG
low,
Voya. No,
but it is the double
I do
duelist,
not have a
so
nose ring.
There's 0 pieces of utility that they're going to be able to run in with.
Unless Jing finds 2 miraculous kills, or maybe a bit of mobility for Forsaken, but right now that's a quick tell. Smoked off. Forsaken finds the first frag. He's done things like these before, but the shots
It's
are really
actually
hit for now. He
winnable.
tries to slide into
No,
safety,
he's not.
picks
Too
up the
much damage.
sheriff, but
Too much
still,
damage.
you gotta
It's over.
Watch out for the shots through the smoke. Fortunately, that flushes
Sick
him
pistol round from
outside,
Itsu.
where
He
it's a
farmed.
quick and clean kill from
And honestly, the
Yeah,
Tail
Izu
ultimate
didn't
is probably
go
like the
and
best
try to
ult
hunt
on this
down
map,
Forsaken
on
for the last
defense.
one. He would have been finding himself an
If the
ace,
defenders
but
have
I think
tail
his
ult,
job was
you
done
just
in
can't
the
go
trade.
Dish.
Oh,
Like,
they
at
traded
all.
at least at the end there, leaving really no space for Forsaken.
And then
to
also, on
come
top of
out
that,
with anything. Some really
it's incredible for, like,
sensational damage
plant
early on
denial,
delivered by
trapping
the
people on
salvos
site,
utility towards
clearing
Dish,
out
and then, yeah, it's just
A in the
really
retake,
easy.
clearing
Kill,
out tower in the
just waiting
retake.
together a
It's
unit
a
for
phenomenal
last kill
ult.
on a Forsaken. So pistol round, it doesn't work out for the PRX lads. They're going to take a knee here as well, not go for really anything of a force up, just a single bit of light shields in here for Forsaken.
And to make some noise off towards north and south side, closer towards B, where clearly a lot of the defensive utility coming in. Sylvan trying to...
It's a mushroom
safety.
pizza.
He does get taken out by Divide.
with like a white
Second
Saw's
one on a
base.
Meteor if they're able to try and flush him out on the site, which they do.
Okay, so
so
PaperX actually get the site, and Forsaken gets us. I mean, that's a really important kill that Isu gets there. If Forsaken got that one as well with his Spectre, I think they're kind of cooked.
Still very much so aware, and you also have the utility coming back in as well. Outlaw off towards north side, and well, you've gotten what you came for. So the Spike Planet is all it really is.
Have you guys never heard of a fridge?
Down to the off angles as well. It's tough shots, something.
Why are there a bunch of people in the chat being like,
trace
ooh,
across the
you're
head,
eating the
still
same
close.
pizza that you were
this is
eating
the thing that
yesterday?
we're gonna look to
Yeah,
for something,
motherfucker.
right? Like we were talking about.
Ever heard of a
changing the early
refrigerator?
performance of this map for PaperX this stage. It's playing on towards the
You guys
brimstone. You drop your
meal
smokes
prepping
to
and then
utility,
eating
and then you just
5,000
shoot it,
calories
right?
at a time
shoot the
because you
opponent. So
don't
having
want to
somebody
save it.
who's quite sharp on that role is not necessarily a bad thing when you have to contend with Fracture in the map pool. For the people that don't like it, it's gone soon.
Do you reheat it or eat it cold? I mean it cold. Nothing wrong with eating cold pizza.
Well, it's one of those things again. A lot of public outcry, but that said, down to the agents as well. I mean,
Alright, Isu already has his ultimate. Bro, you can't be going dish against the Tejo ult.
You know, he does go into duelist mode, but so far
You
not
can't be
really
going
much
4
too
people
much.
dish against the
T1
Tejo ult.
Meanwhile, ooh, pushing out of
But they also, they don't have any info dish.
Right now, tagged on up, finished up. Only Divide was at south
They're
side.
droning
The
out
rest of the squad,
bottom.
PaperX over at
Anybody
the north side
peeking
of
dish?
the map, and this is the bonus round, remember,
Dude, they're
as well.
cooked if
So
you find this
taking them
info.
up on dish, it's gonna be pretty hard for them to get on in. They've got no real drone ability. They're gonna go.
Too late though, too late.
with fast lane as well. Slides under, finds stacks. Buzz though also denied.
I think
Down to the
T1 are
trades,
just
these
not
are
really
equal.
aware of how
Not
Tejo
too
ult
much
works.
reprieve for the rest of T1, so just down to the final 2, but can't really count them out.
Incendiary for Silver.
Then again.
Flash for Meteor. But it is a 2
I
versus
mean,
3.
It just depends on where you put the Vice ult as well.
Also the door
Like, they don't have the Cypher Cam to be able to work off, so you'd have to be Vice walling.
Down to just Sylvan, who
Or playing
was
somebody
sent
jump
over the
spotting over
Incendiary,
towards
so PaperX kind of has an
Dish.
inkling. Petman
But yeah, it didn't go for it.
around.
Alright, that's a big kill from Sylvan.
Found out,
Yo,
and it's down
Sylvan
to
with the
the final
1v2
kill,
with a
Jing
Spectre
gets it
to win the
once.
bonus
Feels
round.
like Jing found
Your
the hard
fucking
frag in the
train
round.
has got
Couldn't
no
get the
momentum.
easy one at the end. The submachine
Your
gun and
train
Sylvan get
is
the
getting
job done, which
derailed
means the bonus
tonight.
round goes
This is a
its way to
13-0.
P1. And I'm
This is a
thinking to myself,
13-0,
all right, PaperX, you
and
lose
your
the
train
first
has hit a
kill,
cow
you, you know, kind of walk
and
up to
flown
the
off the
start line
tracks.
at that point, and then you explode right on out. But it feels like you've just had that Red Bull can cracked in your face for the clutch that comes through from the likes of Sylvan. I mean, W Gaming, they got into the site, they were running around with their heads and finding all the T1s, but yeah, just couldn't get the job done at the end. Red Bull clutch for T1. That hurts.
So much so, definitely gasping for air off of a play like that. Well, PaperX, that said, now down with the economy. T1 finding so much confidence to peek out. Remember, this
PaperX
is
are putting
PaperX
so much
taken.
emphasis towards
They're
dish.
pushed back
They've
by
been dishing
Salvo.
like every round.
Flashback against Buzz though, but he's still able to hold down the line.
If there was one team that I wouldn't really want to be going hard dish against, it would be T1. Because Stax is putting... Oh well, okay, never mind.
Let's just have a scrap battle.
They did manage to
Full scrap,
get the kills.
PaperX comes out on top
But
of
anyway,
it all.
Stax puts a really heavy emphasis towards defaulting over towards dish. He like flashes over towards dish at the start of almost every round, and then you can't tell whether or not somebody's actually getting posted there.
Good launch pad, if anything. T1 right now.
T1 are actually pretty good at making sure that they don't leave a gap. A lot of other teams will just kind of forget about dish. Of the 4 lanes, it's definitely the one that gets defended the least.
Once again, looking for
Oh,
the needle,
whiffy
and he
from Jing.
finds it threaded through.
Whiffy from Jing.
That's disgusting. Oh my god. Illegal. For those that don't know, Quack is a PRX fan.
Well, that aside, you know, if we throw the PRX biases aside, this was 3v2.
I mean,
there was a counter
look, it's a scenario where everybody has won the duels over at the dish for the PaperX squad, and in the 3 versus 1, you've got Meteor that's just getting
That's
Batman,
ridiculous.
finding an individual that'll lean out from Dubai, and then individually winning the spray game where Jing's spray,
I mean, the first kill,
it looked atrocious. I'm not gonna lie. 2 rounds so far,
Meteor
we've
just
seen the
predicts
spray
it
not really look too good
and
for
destroys
Jing
them.
whatsoever. So he needs to make sure that
but it's feeling
he
like a
tosses that to the
13-0,
side.
guys.
And this is where PaperX start to wake up. Blimey.
Maybe.
I knew. As soon as we heard the audio, I'm saying to myself, it's got to be a tech timeout, guys. But no, 4 rounds.
I missed Americas yesterday. What happened?
And this is the wake-up call that
You
we
just
saw
got to
in
go
the
back and
previous
watch.
one from Talon.
The games
So
were
maybe
bangers.
this is the wake-up call for PRX.
Actually, was the Ascent MIBR game a banger?
Yeah, this is true.
It was a good.
Still is a really different
It,
scenario,
it
but
was a
that's it.
really good performance
A
from
lot of,
Sentinels,
great
and
awareness
Zekken
coming out from
fried,
the
and it was
players
super
currently, and
entertaining
that's
to
why,
watch.
You know what Pilsky said
But
actually bears a lot
Sen
of weight.
actually kinda
While,
diffed
you know,
him.
majority of us are PRX stands, fair enough. You know,
But it was
call
still
like
good
it
to
is.
watch, because like Sen
Cannot
played
discount
really well.
T1 whatsoever.
Yeah.
They might have had some rocky performances from before, but
But G2EG was
Valorant.
Yep.
one
T1
for
so
the
far
history
pulled
books.
away with a couple of good retakes
Fantastic
there,
Valorant.
and what I was trying to highlight earlier is you got to remember the T1 aren't a team
Sentinel's
that don't
map
play
pool
right.
looks really
Right.
strong,
Close
yeah.
loss to DRX in
And
overtime,
fucking
beating Zeta Division, playing
Zekken
internationally, you
just
know,
looks
having,
like
you know, some
I don't
close
know.
losses and a close win.
incredible.
It's not the most
Unbelievable.
comfortable map for T1, but
They're,
it
they're
is a
only
map
going
that they
dish.
know
Has
how to
anybody
play.
told PaperX that there are 3 other lanes on the map?
Positions once again right now and hearing so much info.
Guys, you're allowed to go B.
The smokes have been propped up, and it's Jing trying to launch things with the showstopper.
Just went over the top of Stax' head completely and then didn't even get value out of the showstopper.
Smoke, and he gives Stax a little bit of a kiss
Oh.
until Izu though swings back out for the trade. Meteor now trying to play inside the
Meteor
person.
getting
Will
the
spot
exact
out
same
Divide,
kill
where
that Jing just
is
did.
the only one
And
left.
PaperX are
Spike
fucked.
Down on the ground. Izu spots out the final player. T1 5 rounds.
They have
in a
won
row.
the strat. They have won the strat in the strat book. They just took a tactical timeout and ran the same thing.
Sorry, A-site at the moment, hasn't he? He's just multi-fragging up a storm, getting set up by the team as well. Everybody dancing around the sky smokes.
Okay, guys, we can turn this stream
Looking
off.
really good for them. I see the timer.
Oh, it was a tech pause. Sorry, I thought that was a
Have little
tactical.
tech issue
To be honest, I
once
just saw a
more.
pause and just assumed it was an attack.
There's going to be any audios. I believe it's a gear issue.
Well, maybe
as
they
well.
need a tactical pause then,
So something that we can
because
hopefully rectify pretty quickly.
they're just doing the same
It's
shit
V2
over and over.
PRX in the grand scheme of things, as that deployment towards the A side again was kind of just all through dish. Okay, it's a normal timeout.
Yeah, they swapped
Normal. So
something
we've
to
got Coach
smokes
Alex and sub
Sub-coach might
Sub-
free.
to run the double duelist.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, it looks pretty similar to a
Better side,
composition
though,
that they've
there
ran,
definitely is
you know,
something
ages
in the
ago.
water for the South
That time
East.
something would have been on breach.
Well,
He's
But-
not in the water. He's in the map.
It's like,
But he's not treading water.
it's
Like,
the-
You know what
it's
I'm
the
trying to
approach
say. Yeah,
that's wrong, not the
definitely
roles.
Not the performance that you're looking forward to.
For sure. Seems
especially
like all
for
the
fans out there. Nope.
all the words to come through.
Yeah, Jing was
done.
finally getting comfortable playing smokes, so let's
Wow.
take him off smokes. But
Jeez,
I don't
it's
think
not
even the
happening. It's
even the
just
Jing
not
smokes lovers
feel
can't
good.
argue that
I mean, how many
he's
times have we
like
seen
historically
just
better
trying
on
to get through
Raze.
dish so far,
But
and it be unsuccessful.
dude, the roles don't matter if you just fucking run it down dish every round and
Count 'em up,
die.
I believe. Count them up. That's it. T1 on the other hand, phenomenal job so far receiving PaperX with every hit that gets sent their way.
And it's going to be another eco scenario for PRX as well here with just something on the Guardian. Meanwhile, you got a little bit of this A control from Izu to spotting by himself, and an attempted transition potentially from Buzz, but they don't need to do anything too
TMV called you?
unexpected here.
I'll be honest, I
T1
don't even have
just
Discord
playing
open.
to the numbers, playing
How
with
the-
the weaponry,
how am I
waiting
gonna
to see
open
what
Discord without
PRX
leaking
is sending your
everything?
way. If they're going to go for any orb
I'll
control,
have to do it at the end
maybe
of this
it's gonna
round.
be on Patman with the Rolling Thunder one away.
Holy shit,
Just
we're going
give it
B
to
on the
this point in
eco.
time as well, because you know what the buy is potentially looking like.
Okay, Forsaken still goes dish on his own to try to bait out the Vice Wall.
Get in somewhere too.
Buzz and Stacks have already pushed out though.
Armbot will be the first thing
What
to
the
get
fuck
in.
are we using a Vice Ultimate for on an Atta Eco? What the hell is that gonna do, Meteor?
Buzz now in with a Phantom. Look at that beautiful movement straight into the side. Overdrive completely denied as well. Now
I mean,
Buzz
we're
with
gonna
an
win the
overdrive
round
of his
anyway,
own,
but like,
straight
okay,
towards
-1
tower where Hetman
ultimate.
tries to fend them off, but only good for the first. Meteor once again down to finish.
Yeah, and they will weather through Forsaken's overdrive as well. No other big
Discord.
ultimates or massive investments from PaperX, so they'll have a gun round to come through here, but it is 6-0. This is the one that you really need to see them start to pull their heads together on this attacking side as well, right? Yeah, the timeout previously, they had a pretty
hello.
abysmal conversion rate after. Well, that's just
Hello
gonna get even
there.
worse so now with dropping that round. So you would expect the timeout is going to have to be for this round here. And they've
You
got
excited
the
for this
proper weaponry back
13-0?
in their
It feels like a 13-0, doesn't it? Honestly, it does.
Scrounge up
On a
together.
train.
Desperate times calls for desperate measures. You just
Well, at least they're going B.
rifle
They've done
all
something
possible,
different
spray
rather
down,
than
press
the
fire down arcade.
dish push that they've tried 5
You
times in
don't
a
like
row.
fucking 4-1 dish every round?
scenario where you think
Against the
PaperX
Tejo
will
ult one
found
of the rounds as well.
opening kill. which they still will do in a different location around the map.
Okay, I mean, I'm not a big fan, honestly, of my Tejo fucking hard holding out in the open A halls, but I guess he thought that it was going to be a B split.
Yeah, it's all patience now.
Because this is the first round that PRX have done any level of defaulting.
Together as a team, are you just going to go back
Well,
to
I mean, that comp
big old
doesn't lend
fracture
itself
things and
much
try
to
and set
defaulting, so...
Pac-Man in unders to
No,
opt in
but
towards the side? Try to go in together.
But I do think you have to kind of try to bait out the Vice Wall a little bit, otherwise,
So that's not gonna
if you don't find out where it is and the
happen
Neon just
over
runs
at
headfirst
this
into it,
side.
you're
He's good for one here.
a little bit
Great.
fuckoed.
I
Oh,
agree
he
that
jumps up and
PRX have
sends in
maybe
the
learned this
relay
lesson
at
a
the
bit too late.
right time.
PRX
Does deter
taking
Forsaken
1,000
straight
damage from
into
those
her tower. Now
thorns,
Sylvan
getting
holding the
completely
off-angle.
separated, their
PRX
duelist from the rest of the team,
completely stopped in their
and
tracks.
running away.
Back of the Rolling Thunder as well.
Look at where
Now
fucking
Stax is in the right location,
Yeah.
but it might not even be expected.
You never check
Something
this
that
little
can
pit.
go. No, they're not even thinking about it.
You
There's
literally-
one
no
and
one
two.
has
This
ever
round
checked
is
this
done now. Pac-Man, it's damage
The
control.
Saberface,
What are
thank you
you
for the
gonna be
2
able to
months.
find?
And Macandam,
Vice
thanks for the 57
nothing.
months as
That's a
well.
scenario where PRX get the
Oh,
opener.
dear.
Apart from that, nothing.
Nada.
Zilch.
I can actually see
Force
subs today. It's huge.
Donut hole.
The donut hole. That's a lovely one.
Dude, I mean,
Another as well. Oh, we're cracking eggs at the moment right now. We're making an omelet.
Yeah.
Because T1
GG.
Might be a very first
big
game.
old breakfast today.
Complete.
How was your... What did you think of G2EG?
Brag on nothing, but
Holy
nonetheless,
shit, why was
yeah,
it so close again?
Timeout,
I
PRX.
don't know. I don't know. I said as
What do you
soon
got
as the
for us
map
now?
beat was
This
Pearl,
is
I
the
was
pick
like,
of PRX,
why on
remember? So
earth
big
would
time
you let
talking about
Pearl
the
be
fact
map
that we've got
3?
2 weeks of preparations
Yeah.
coming into this.
It's
2 weeks of
like-
preparations for PRX to
It's like they're putting on a show.
get them veto the way they
Yeah.
want, or at least
It's
get
like,
their
it's like
map
the
picked the way they
fucking...
want,
They're
and coming out with the map
deliberately
choice being
trying to
Fracture
make
here.
it entertaining.
Starting
Yeah.
off with a 0-7 is not the way
The,
that you really wanted this to go. I mean,
Their,
you look
their
towards
inability
what
to
they
win a
came
single
away
attack
against
round
Boom,
on
for
Lotus
example. They lost that one. They
had
beat
me
Gen G,
baffled.
but that was earlier on where,
Yeah, I was
Pain
honestly
Freak
like,
was
well, I
playing,
was saying it like,
in the
oh,
team on
once
that
they won
one,
that force, I was
and
like, well,
also
no, they're
saw
fine,
just
right?
like
Their
a
comp is
bit
so good for
better
attack,
play
like they'll be
from
chilling.
the likes of
You know, EG have no
PRX, but then
sentinel.
I also
Nope.
just remember
They'll win here
Suggest
easy.
was playing in towards that one,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So it was a bit of a different scenario for
No, I
Gen
mean,
G as well, and they are
Yay
working
went
with,
crazy
49
map 1,
coming
so
up
like
towards it.
fair
So
enough, I guess,
feels
losing
like
that.
This one is a bit of a
But
pressure.
They,
for,
I don't
for
fuck with
PRX,
this
especially
new
just
comp that they're
further
running on
accentuated
Pearl,
now, but
really. I don't
this
think
is
they're as
elimination.
good with it as they were with the old
That's the
one.
double
Well,
standard.
like we see it,
Yeah.
and once again, we
And I
are on
also
the outside
don't
looking in,
think
so who
that,
really knows, but you can definitely say that this is not looking great.
Like,
Meanwhile,
there's
for
so many
T1,
other... Well, there aren't so many other teams, but, like, even if you just compare in Americas, Sen are phenomenal with the
same
comp that they
defensive
currently run.
setups. Once again, marking down into
On Pearl.
arcade, you spot them out in full.
And
Sylvan
G2 are
able
trying to be like,
receive off of the fault line even.
oh,
Decent
hello,
shots
Forsaken
coming through,
beating
though.
Meteor
Forsaken
is
able to
pretty
silence
massive.
They finally
Meteor.
had a
But they're in the
successful
site now,
split.
Quack, and that's something that
Send the
PRX have
duelists
not
different
really
ways.
been able to do successfully so far, right? Get a little bit of time on the back of getting the plant down, which actually has been staved off for quite a few moments as the lockdown will have to be respected.
Okay, this round should be
And this
unlosable.
the time
Brazil
where
is
we'll start to
inevitable.
see the retake now.
Wait, hold on.
If
Why
they
are you
lose
saying
this-
unlosable? They have Breach
The time
Ultimate
is
that's coming back
ticking.
in.
They've had Killjoy locked down.
The time
Four
isn't
v
even ticking
three.
that much. They use salvos to deny the plant. It's only been planted for like 10 seconds.
Keeping that in view.
They'll win.
Petman though with the off angle right now. The Rolling Thunder not let rip.
Okay.
So
Well, yeah, they're
just
going to
a
win
call
because
to
they
save
didn't
on
even try to
to
use Breach Ult.
utility, while
But I
the rest
swear
of
to
the
God,
team
that
tries
was
to find as
winnable
much
if they
as
just
possible.
ripped it.
T1
Petman
didn't think it
then
was winnable. There you go.
able
Yeah.
to collect in quad.
Okay, on the board this time, getting some trades, overwhelming the B site, dropping a lockdown in there is what you like to see. Mind you, the reason
I think for
that
some
said
reason,
donut earlier is because I
the
did
new
see
comp on
kill
Pearl
development of, something,
creates a bit of a
and
lack of
it's
composure for them
still
too.
the circular
It's
number,
weird watching G2,
unfortunately.
but like
This time, Pac-Man
some of the
with
rounds they just lose the
bunch of
plot a
great
little
shots
bit.
out there,
And they
and
forget
just the
to
team
use
looking a little bit
utility,
better
or
to
they like
overwhelm T1, but they are not
fuck up their
gonna
execution a
play.
bit. Like they're
Also,
definitely
Strange,
making
isn't it, when you watch
mistakes
them
more.
play sometimes, and they're like the old
T1
G2,
have
and it's
another
amazing.
crack at a good
Yeah,
half here
it's
to
weird.
further extend
And
the
then some
lead.
rounds it's like, what are you doing?
But
When
this
Yay
is not
dashed
true.
in,
And
when
also
Yay
you might
dashed
easily
in,
slot out
11-11.
towards the dish,
Yeah, that one was
destroy the turret, which
was
looks like it got
tough.
retrieved by Divide just before
Yeah, that was
it got broken.
Oh, here we go.
But on that round, I'm going to do a breakdown of it today actually on the broadcast. But anyway, wait, I'll tell you after
Towards
this.
stuns where he might just be able to find it, but no. PRX.
That's twice his
They've
tail.
got the angles locked down this time, and
Yeah.
Forsaken slithers forward.
I don't really get it
Silence
because Teo
here
ult should
once
be like
again.
hard countering teams that like to go dish. It's fucking impossible.
Though you're giving
Why
Jules
not
to
fucking
Silver,
run it with
not
a
like this.
vice wall?
A trade.
Yeah.
And Buzz now.
I don't know.
For the 1 versus 2 with an operator.
But I think that also showcases that PRX are losing to a T1 that aren't even playing like optimally.
The spike
Good.
in view. Surely you're able to
That's
find
nice,
it,
though.
and there it is.
PRX getting a little bit of momentum
recovering
underneath him.
after
Fair enough.
timeouts
Could be able
called.
Could you imagine if he
managed
got
to
off the
do a little
defuse,
double swing.
line up that operator shot for the moment they
They were playing
crossed over?
together for
I would have
fucking
removed
forever.
my headset and walked out the
Yeah,
door.
so in that round, you know round 23, it's 11-11, right?
And said, get on the desk.
And
Like, get over here, it
They
comes.
win because
having
there's
fun
like
together
that
as a whole
crazy
trio,
yay
now
dash
what do we-
in and they end up having a flank that goes through flowers and that kind of shit, right?
Actually managed to pull
But
away
the
round
start of the
besides making us
round,
get on our seats a
they
little
call
bit
off
when Silver
barrier
was
drop
22 individuals
to have
in there. They bring it
Jorgamo
together, they
go
collectively
towards B and then
calmly
ult
win
through
the
B
round
to
at the
A,
end there.
right? That's the
Trying to
whole
get
plan
into
off
a
barrier.
reasonable scenario for this
Jorg
guy.
throws
They
his
can
first
bring it up
teleport
to 7
in,
or 5.
it gets destroyed, so he only has one gate crash, and then he throws his second gate crash into Thorns, so then he runs out of both of his gate crashes. Valen's already used a smoke down B long, so he doesn't have a second smoke for the A exec, and so they're running into A without a second smoke, and they die just to an open sightline in flowers, and then Jorg can't escape after his ultimate, so he gets like lucky and goes 1 for 1 in the ult.
Yeah,
And
I mean, if he
it's
died,
like-
it would have been even worse.
Yeah, but there's so many better ways, basically, is what I'm trying to point out, of them actually running that strategy that they came up with. But their own individual errors in that round caused them to have to pull out a fucking crazy clutch. So I don't know if they're getting like spooked or something, but or maybe they just believe in their own ability to pull stuff off even when the setup has gone wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like Valen must know, uh-oh, I don't have enough smokes here. And Jorg must know, uh-oh, it's not a good idea to ult in this position, but they just go for it because someone made the call.
Possibly the Rolling Thunder into sight, but now it's getting blocked off somewhat. The op still firing through. Sylvan in great position to find a little bit more. He kind of almost gets propped up by it, but still, PRX finding a couple more trades down to Buzz.
10 seconds, Spike.
It's
Trade
like
almost
another round.
retrievable.
No, I mean,
don't
Buzz and
see
E2 have got
how
this.
Devi is able to make this sprint.
Salvos
He
as well
tries,
with
though, but
7
the
seconds
angle's
left.
Still in
Salvos.
position. Salvos soon enough. And Buzz sliding in.
That was-
Devi
oh, never mind.
caught unaware or caught
I was going to
in
say
the
the salvos
animation
are a little
itself.
late. It doesn't matter because Buzz is
incredible
incredible with the operator.
Buzz and Izu playing together. If there's even a scenario where he's tapping onto the spike to try and win the duel against Buzz, he would have to find Izu in the millisecond as well.
It's a diesel train. The only way for it to run properly is for TMV to oil up.
In the moment there.
Ah, I didn't realize.
Maybe overstaying at the A side a little bit. What if he slipped in towards the tower instead and looked to capture P-rotation?
Surely Sliggy should be
Look,
oiling up.
rotation from T1 to that
He's
Yeah.
the train
He's
conductor.
the train conductor.
Incendiary to stop any
I was
efforts
doubtful
on
of the
PRX
train.
getting through the sheer wall
Yeah.
together.
I've been
Just
complaining
not
about this
able
train
to
all
remove that
year.
operator from the equation.
And that's where you really just have
Me
to
when
run
I'm
Where's
an
this fucking
18
train?
One was
Turn
every single
up on
player
time.
very aware of
Me when I'm in the
Nationalise railway, get rid of this
1800s.
private
It is so much
Sliggy
coming up
owned
that it's
corporation.
It just shows great awareness. Next round coming up, and it's slightly different setup.
This goddamn train.
Yeah, it's not Buzz on the operator this time, at least, but there'll be no damage on the exchange.
I've had it with these goddamn slugs on this
They want to
goddamn
try and
train.
end up at this B site when they don't have any, I'll call them large ultimates available.
There's
large
too
area
many
effect
motherfucking
ultimates.
slugs
It's
on
just
this
Jing with a
motherfucking
showstopper.
train.
But it is an opener.
Yeah,
Oh.
trying to be the catalyst for the team. Into
Sylvan's
good
been playing really well.
positions. He does let it
He's
rip
got some
second
really good.
last
Oh
round.
my
But
god, yes, he's playing
Oh
well.
my
Holy
God.
fuck, he just
How was
spiked.
Wow, the
able
empty curse from
to
Sideshow.
Matrix dodge
Oh
that
my
ult.
God.
Now into the kill from Stacks where he's able to
Dude,
find
inside
yet
of his
another
stim
something
beacon.
through the smoke. Just Buzz off towards the back line and Divine somewhat finding balance. He picks up the op, but you're down to round 11.
See you later to that gun.
Okay.
No 2 left feet, by the way.
I mean, nice for
Silver
Devi
in
to be
this
thinking
round.
about
He
round
is
12
just
there and the
absolute
economy,
punching
but
dirty. That showstopper dodged.
you're
And the
down
kill comes through from
8-2
Silver.
and about to be down
Yeah,
9-2.
let's play for
So
9-2, guys. No problem.
What can you try
let's
to do
make
with
sure we
Divine?
secure the
Spike is down.
9-3. They
Tiny
can't buy the
open
op.
tradable spot. He'd need very sharp shots here.
You gotta watch out for players who are trying to play off contact as well.
You can just salvo him and he's pretty dead. Aftershock as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the round's
Honestly,
done. He's just flying
I
there.
wonder. I bet a
Really
fucking
nice
machine
play
would
from
tell you to
T1
go for
yet
it in terms of
again.
overall win
Perfect
percentage.
util usage.
Commanding
What do you mean?
on this
Of the map.
defensive side of
Like
Oh,
Frax.
going
go
for a
for the
1v3 whilst 8-2 down versus
Guys,
saving one
It's
gun.
disgusting.
Yeah.
I think a supercomputer would tell you that
know
your chance
role
of winning the
changes can
1v3 and
sometimes
having
be
a better
difficult for
chance
a
of winning
team.
the map rather than the
But not
marginal
zero
gain
kill
of
difficult.
saving a
What an
gun.
outplay.
I have no words.
What an outplay,
Yeah,
That
I
is
mean,
man.
crazy.
T1 are just playing this one perfectly, and PaperX, even with coach intervention, scrambling at best to try and figure things out. I mean, there's been a lot of retakes, but T1
Thoughts
have
on the
just had
Taeho
right
nerf?
pieces
Look
to
what they
go
did
back
to
in
my
towards
boy.
The retake.
Oh, and look at this now. Buzz feeling confident
wow.
going for
Oh
the
my
overdrive
God,
play.
wow.
Set,
Slaughtering
perfectly
them.
set up by the team. Look at
Oh
the
my
buzzes.
God,
Oh
that
my
stacks
goodness. Where is
assist.
Holy
Forsaken? He's all the way
fuck,
The
that's
across
stacks
that
assist
right
could
north
not have
side.
been
The
better
double
there.
flash.
Don't let him at the very
Oh
least,
my
maybe.
God,
Forsaken,
everyone
though,
was
does.
blind.
He looked for it, but
Holy
low HP, but he
shit.
still tracks on.
Wow,
Mid-slide.
What
Denied
happens when you-
Forsaken.
Buzz has just
Yeah,
been
DFM
sent to the
ain't doing
moon in
that
this
against
one,
PaperX.
folks. 10-2
Oh
half
my
by
God.
T1. He's come out with the goods
Get
and
the
the
fuck out of here,
entertainment there,
PaperX
hasn't he?
believers.
Supported by the breach utility, the great fault line, the great flash points, and just
Dude,
individual
I think he got
brilliance
4
that
blinds with the
turns around as
first
well.
flash and then 2
32
blinds with the
HP
second flash.
sliding
Yeah,
through
that is-
to try and answer back. That
is an insane
a
round.
just destructive half from T1.
Get him gone.
Just to
Dude,
put things in perspective, you would have to
PaperX, you
anticipate
need
he
to
was
make
going
more
to-
changes.
You knew he would go
Please
for it.
stop
Like,
giving the
Buzz
people
is
hope.
just the better neon on this map right now.
Didn't you say
even the
change?
calls
What did you say?
for,
Change
you know,
everyone?
I said
to
change
set
at least
Buzz down,
something
treat
and
that.
Jing.
Not scared. Who's the best flex?
Right now?
Oh no, I said change at
I'll let you
least
take
2
this one.
and
Komodo,
one of
Giant
them
Bomb
has
on
to
the
be
side.
some
Giant Bomb
one
on
of
the
them
side.
has to be Jing.
It's going to come crashing down and eliminate the dinosaurs.
That was my
That
take.
was,
You
you know,
hate it,
a
to be
line that
honest.
Paper Thin had last year.
Oh, was it?
Dude, I stand by it. You've got to change 2 players on this roster at least, and you've got to bring in like non-subservient players and completely change the style of the team.
Yeah, I mean,
Would you bring in an IGL?
it's the Masters winning
Yes,
team
absolutely.
that's had some rocky starts in stage 1.
Rather
here.
than trying to play the same democratic,
I mean, we've already said a bit of due to
decentralized calling structure, yeah, absolutely I would.
they will not be making their name known in the server over at Masters Toronto.
That's the whole thing about Valorant.
What is on the line?
Going back to
Yeah,
G2, that
and
just
also for
reminded me of
teams not to
G2
stay
and
on
what
top
Josh
for
said
too
like
long.
after
Well,
they
you
lost
can't make the
on
same case with
Lotus.
T1 staying on top.
And
Oh, I
he
mean,
was like,
kind of.
we've got to just,
Middle.
someone's got to step
Before
up
they
and
play
just
on
make the
Continue
call and
playing
go
on
with the
this.
call.
We'll
And it made me think like,
Pistol
what
round
you were
though.
saying
Let's see if
about
PaperX is
how
going to be
they,
able to convert this one and make something of this defensive
how,
side.
how
or
it
if
seemed
T1 are
like they
gonna
would
run
just,
away with this map.
whatever call it was,
From
you
the
just have to
defense,
go with it.
Smokes instantly
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
They're running him
Flash
as
from
fuck.
Meteor. And
Oh my
also
God.
for the rest of PaperX to continue
Juke them.
pushing out of a mid.
Crazy that
But it's
Meteor
been
starts the
checking
round
the
by full
corners,
blinding
and
himself
Meteor comes up
and
with a
then
double kill.
still
Forsaken
manages to get into the
trade.
perfect position just
you
in
can hear
time
my
for
voice,
PaperX to reclear.
I mean,
And now they can just react into A for free completely. Meteor's killed 2, giving them perfect info that they pushed out halls. Buzz is now inserted for when they go back through halls. Buzz, you don't have to fight this though. Okay, never mind. Whatever, he just wins.
The first.
You don't have to fight
Jumps,
this at the
relay
second.
bolts, slides for the
15
second
HP.
kill, looking for the third, but shut down so far.
By the way, something is 0 and 12, I think, which 0 and 13. Like, I'm not going to say that this is his fault at all, because I think the game plan and the execution has just been so much worse than T1 today. But this is going to fuel the fire of people molding about the roles and why is something playing smokes when Mind Freak's on the bench? Why is something playing smokes when Jing was just getting used to the role? Like,
towards the other side of the map, like why would somebody have snuck themselves in towards that corner?
Yep.
You're generally checking over towards
But, I
the
mean,
actual tree side of things. And
maybe this will, maybe you'll get your wish. Maybe this will be his last game.
Wasn't cleared there, but I mean, just credit to Meteor.
I don't think it has to be, right? Like, I think you could make a system work with something on Duelist, but you have to change, like, a bunch of other people if you're going to do that.
Otherwise, they concede map point and 10 of them.
I mean, personally, I'd only be keeping... I don't even know who I'd be keeping. I guess it would depend on who else is available to, like, fill the gaps.
Handed
like hobbits.
no tools to assist.
Well, for now at least with the A main control. Gonna Assessing out information towards. Oh well, no. The fog of war still kind of plagues PRX.
I mean, T1 in this scenario don't see anything from PRX, right? They see nothing at Dish. They can assume that there might be something happening over at A, but the shield that's been placed there by Meteor.
Well,
is
good
just
luck to
safeguarding
Divide
T1 at
running
the
his
moment.
Killjoy
They
on
do
this
need
map.
this
A very meta
still towards
pick,
this Bravo
and I
site.
guess we're going to see
They're only gonna
why
have to
as
contend with
T1
Divide, who's got
push
Power on
5
one
players
side
into
to
him while he has a
Lotus,
stinger.
which now gets removed. And you're going to have some quick rotations come out from the rest of the PRX members.
He's got to find at least one kill, but he's
I
getting
mean, I like the
so much
idea
utility
from
thrown
something
ball
of giving
line
him
now,
a
trying to
smoke
hide
to
inside
play
the smoke,
around.
but
That's about as
T1
much as
has a
something
very
can do
good
for
idea where
him.
he is.
Drone
Rolls
just
the pass,
pisses
though.
him. How are
Shot
you
towards
so
back of
unaware,
Sylvan's
Sylvan?
skull.
He was literally in
Down
his-
for the rest of
I think
PRX
that's a
to
particularly
revive,
weird
so
angle
near
inside the
site,
smoke.
the spike still goes down.
Like
Yeah,
a
20
tucked,
seconds to go,
strange
and now
corner.
a bit of stuns up around the site as well. Nothing can come through for PRX at the moment, can it?
Oh,
Cosmetic
no.
stun.
Oh, fuck
Gotta
me
get the
now.
plan. Or maybe not, just get the kills.
Yeah, hunting down for a Jing. And
This is
there
just
he
sad.
is.
This
Meteor
is
once
just
again
sad.
crashing
It's like
down
It is
kicking a
sad.
kid. It feels
Now
like
it
we're
is the
kicking
10
children.
map points to come through for T1. That was the force up for the PRX squad as well. So they're going to try and do what they can come at this next round.
Well,
And I mean, I'm just
he's a
thinking to
long way
myself,
away from pieing.
something
He's-
get on the board. Deliver a
He's
series
not
of
going to
goals
pie.
that we
He's
saw
0 and
behind
14,
them
yeah.
last year on
If he drops a 0,
their Reina. For those that
and let's be
remember.
real, 0 is very rare.
Well,
It is, yeah. It
He has
is.
got 9 assists though.
if he's able to turn things around Ascent, maybe, but it's Ascent.
If he gets 10 assists, does it
Opening
count as a
kill
kill?
would be needed for PRX here. You see
Okay.
a lot of bodies in main. You see a stun go your way. You want to try and get out, or you want to try and get one. And
Okay,
unfortunately,
there you
that
go.
can't
There's
be
a start.
delivered.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh no, here we go. He got a
Okay.
kill.
Crack the egg.
He's on the board. And
Huge.
now it's going to be 10 rounds in a row from
Incredible.
All right, I'm gonna cut you right there.
Buzz
3
hard
players
fed
from
into
T1
him and
on
he
the
got a
site. We also
kill.
have Sylvan trying to reposition towards A main. He has a very good idea of where PRX are.
Maybe he gets a
Full
triple kill
contact
and
now off the
pies.
Flashes, but PRX will fully collapse and descend on
It's
to
possible.
T1.
Wow, a flawless
Finding
round,
all these
everyone.
rifles.
We're so back.
Survive
We're
alive
so
for
back.
PRX
Get
as
on the
well.
train,
So if you wanna
everyone.
start off with any chances to get back in towards a map like this in a flawless variety, well, how about
Oh,
starting
somebody
off with a
check in on
flawless round?
Sliggy. See
And
what
all
kind
doing
of
it
damage
together.
the train
There you go.
derailment has done
Effort
to him.
by committee.
It's one of those where she's able to surprise T1, but how many
People are
surprises can you really
fucking
pull out? You've been pushing A
scraping,
main
saying,
for
"Let me
the
off this
past several
fucking
rounds.
train! Let me off!"
A little bit. T1 certainly beginning to
I mean,
read that.
at this point, fucking Sliggy's train is looking like Train to Busan. It's
Okay, well, the
just,
answer is gonna
it's
be-
deadly for the
Well,
passengers.
I think more importantly, PRX for the next couple of rounds if they have that available, because this is going to be another purchase for T1. Playing north side of the map. I like the idea that they have down towards the south side, by the way, with the arc rows.
Oh, here we go.
Smokes
The Jing Classic.
immediately for some tree control.
Okay. Well, once
They
again,
flash, so they realize that they've
push.
pushed out tree.
Confirming that the
Okay,
information is
no,
there.
guys,
So much
no.
of it.
Forsaken
You
Jing.
do have some
That
cases
flash
where
is time to go backwards.
Shia gonna be baited.
Not forwards. You've already cleared the south side. You know that there's nobody down here, man.
Very worrisome, although I think
What are you doing?
Oh,
Trying to stay online.
Oh,
but he's not
and
frosty
something
enough.
dies.
Batman,
He's
though,
1
looking
and
for the trade.
15.
Now flashes out looking for another, but a little bit too greedy. 4v3.
Angel's still available for Jing here.
Yeah, he's got a good chance to really chuck it in the right spot, isn't he? But
where?
you got Meteor coming out from the back as well. Yeah, not truly certain. The smokes will dissipate, and now for the rest of PRX to hold this down, a full firefight until
Nah,
Meteor
Meteor's just
ascends from the
behind them.
back.
Oh,
though, gonna launch himself
Forsaken.
back in.
Hold
Off
on.
towards the 1v1 where he knows where Meteor is. Doesn't really have much to work off of, just the spike,
good.
but that
Too
is
good
where
from Meteor.
will
I mean,
silence
just a
the
massively
full
better
outright.
understanding of the
13-3
macro
at the
from
end of map one,
T1
at the end
compared to
of PRX's
PaperX.
map.
PaperX
Yeah,
just
did
looked
not
like
think
they
that was
locked
going
double
to be the
duelist
result
and
scoreline
tried
here
to
for the
play
first one of this
some kind of like
elimination
fast
game, but T1
exec-y
have certainly
version
come
of
out with
Valorant that would have
something
worked in like
special on
2022.
that map, a bit of a
They-
masterclass that we
yeah.
haven't seen
This
from
is
them
this
at
is
Masters, but
classic
they've carried on
PaperX. They did
the
this in
information
both grand
from that
finals
one
they
and
played
just
in as
the
well.
great
Where like they
realizations
pull
and
out an
calls in this
old
map.
comp of like, oh, we're
13 to
fucking
3
running the
for
hits,
PaperX's
guys.
map pick.
And they
Quite
lose.
worried going into the second one.
You
of
remember
Ascent,
this?
Which is T1's choice.
Yeah.
And I believe you do have a really good point
The
about that
the
one as well.
50-year-old
I mean,
musical
Ascent is a
artist
map
who's
where
playing
we
his
don't
best
see
hits so
too
that he can
often from
continue
either
paying off his
team, but at the
mortgage
same time, just
after the royalties
How
run
about
out.
this? How about
things
this?
like form It really, really makes me feel
FNS
so
on
darn
paper
nervous
Rex.
because we do have to
He
say
would fit
goodbye
in at
to
the
one
moment.
of these teams at the end of
I think
this
he'd get
match.
less kills than something.
Absolutely, and I'm hoping that there's going to be just a really big reset for PRX on this
Not
short
gonna
little user
lie.
rim before we get on to that second map. Maybe they want to bring something more normal, agent-wise, composition-wise. Felt very uncomfortable in that map.
That said, though, again, we are on the outside looking in. We're not in the practice rooms with them. We don't entirely know, but maybe it's just a bit more comfort.
Wolves are
looking
losing
for
as
that.
well.
Yeah, I know,
Wolves
I
have
saw-
a genuine
One thing
choking
is
problem.
for sure.
Billy were up
genuinely have a
2-0
choking
against
problem.
them.
Pick has been absolutely derailed.
Why?
We'll toss it back
What
over
happened
to
in the
Tess.
maps?
The second map, they were up. I can't remember exactly the score, but it was by quite a lot. And just they, I mean, on
was
Lotus
1-1
again,
in the
they
last
just
2
fucking let
rounds.
BLG just run
If
it
he
all the way
carries
back.
on this
Tech
great
side. They're
form
playing
into the
fucking
next map,
G2
he
comp
should
with
go
a
even
Neon
and the train
on
will
a
be
tech
back
side
on
Lotus.
track.
It should be free.
Yeah. That really should be free. Finesse said before the game that something would pop off. Shows what he knows about Valorant. I mean,
Well, maybe he's comparing that to himself.
he's imagining himself in the smokes role. Oh, fucking hell. Dude, you're allowed to hate on Finesse now because he's a co-streamer, you know? He's no longer
Are
a
those
player.
the rules?
Yeah, of course they are.
I need to get Sliggy's mods to tell me the rules.
Don't get your rules from Sliggy's mods. Nah, that was
Oh dear.
that was a bad performance, but honestly, people are going to focus on something and be talking about how he played. It wasn't like genuinely it wasn't on him. There were a lot of situations where something could have got some kills and maybe they could have won a few rounds, but like it doesn't really matter if something had toggled, they were not winning this game. He didn't even he did, you know what I mean? Like he's on a double duelist composition and he's playing Brimstone. Like he's not even at the front of the pack, like dictating the pace. He's not controlling the flank. He's not getting lurks. Like motherfucker's playing a supportive role and the rounds are already won or lost by the time he takes a gunfight. I swear to God, even if he toggled, they would lose this game. Maybe it would be like 13-9 instead, and he would have dropped 30. But they were fucking losing that game.
Yeah, they would. That was just not. It wasn't happening. Like, I don't know. There's only so many fucking dish 4-1 hits you can run.
Yeah. And they weren't even trying to fast react in other directions because also T1 weren't really pushing. T1 were always reacting to their tempo. Like T1 were pushing out halls if they pressured arcade. You know what I mean? It's not like T1 were running crunches and then PRX could react in a different direction. They just they got stuck, and I don't think they really understood how the defenders are going to be playing on Fracture. What's the point of their no drone scan comp? Honestly, you run at them. It's a very simple composition.
4-1 execs.
Yeah, you fucking send it. And there's a reason why most teams are not running this composition. If you
thing
really
is, if
want
you
Forsaken to play
in the-
Neon, you could make a Neon comp work, but then the rest of their team isn't really good enough to do that, I don't think.
But if you were gonna run this kind of comp in 2025, one of your duelists would be Yoru, and you would play Teo. So you would still have the salvos, and you'd have a drone still, and you'd still have flashes.
Yeah, but then you're playing a solo duelist comp, it's a totally different comp.
No, I'm saying if you're playing double duelist.
Oh. Wait, and no
play
breach?
no
Sorry,
breach.
what you... Oh, no breach double duelist? Why the fuck are you committed to double duelist in that case, though? Just fucking tell one of the duelists not to play duelist.
Well,
Hello,
but
Jing, don't play Raze
it's
here,
PRX.
thank you.
It's PRX. They're playing the hits. They're playing the hits. They're like a fucking band that hates their best song, but have to play it.
Doesn't 100 Thieves cook with this comp? What? What are you talking about,
Who
chat?
on 100 Thieves? No.
What are you talking about? Who do you think plays the Raze on the 100 Thieves comp?
Yeah, who plays Raze? Yes, Cryo's famously good at Raze.
You've hallucinated, chat. You've hallucinated. It's a totally different composition. They play Chamber and they play Double Initiator. It's literally like an utterly different comp. I can't even remember the last team to play Double Duelist on this map successfully. Like, we have seen it, but it was a long time ago.
It probably was 2023 or something.
Yeah, I mean, there were quite a few teams that would play it in 2023. There's probably been some other teams that have won on Fracture with Double Duelist since then, but I can't think who. At Sideshow, did you watch EG versus G2? What the I was casting it. What are you talking about? You heard my voice casting it.
Well, they might not have watched it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, fair enough. Maybe you didn't watch it, or maybe you watch a foreign language broadcast. You know what? That was unfair of me. Maybe it's not reasonable for you to know that I casted that game. I do have a global audience. I got to remind myself of that. I apologize. I watch Valorant on mute. Yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, I'm literally watching Valorant on mute right now, actually. And you know what? That's unfair, because I actually quite like this desk. They bring the jovial, light-hearted nature that I require for Pacific.
They lost a tight one to DFM, and I don't mind
At Sideshow, I know you casted it, but I saw like 2 minutes of it. Wait, so you know I casted it, but you still asked the question, did I watch
he
it?
watched it. What, you thought he got ill halfway through and just gave up?
But maybe that was
Okay,
him,
so
like,
what you
being,
must have
shaking
meant
him
was,
awake. Like,
can
hey,
you
hey,
explain
gotta
the
perform
game
now,
to
he's
me?
gonna go crazy
But
on
you
that.
phrased it
I
as,
feel
did you
like
watch
Jet
it?
is such, it's a more,
You're
much more
confusing
obvious
me, Enders.
something where the
You're
muscle
confusing
memory
me.
will kick in for him on this agent, where he knows how to play. He can get the op out and just lock lines, where you don't have to kind of land a headshot every time, you just have to hit one bullet. It's a much easier agent for him, and the roles are pretty natural.
What's the school of
you know, so
philosophy where
I'm-
nothing exists when I'm not
I still
looking?
feel okay
Solipsism?
about them here, but now it's T1's
Ender Zach
turn
is
to
just a
get the
pure
prize.
solipsist?
Yeah, 100%.
If
I
I
wanna
didn't
see
watch the
what T1's
game,
gonna
it probably
bring out
didn't
on this
happen.
map. I mean, I don't know how much they've actually first banned it. I know they've been changing up their ban quite a lot. Maybe they've been second banning it a little bit, but Ascent has just not been a map that we've seen from them at all yet. So this is where they know that PRX has been able to see.
No, it was a
map.
great game.
They've
If you
got a
didn't
lot of
see it
reps
properly,
on
you should go
multiple
back and
maps
watch it, in
T1.
my opinion.
They love
It
to
was
draw out the series. They
fucking
love to go to
crazy.
free maps.
Yeah.
They played over in Bangkok. So you have the
It
most
was
data
probably
on
not
T1
quite
opposed
as
to any
good of
other
a
team in the
game
Pacific.
as
You know, you've seen this team
G200
and exactly
Thieves,
how they're gonna play
because
so
that one
many times.
ended
So
in like
Ascent is just
crazy
such a
overtime
fresh
and stuff.
peek into the
But I
lower
think
bracket. You know,
if
clearly
I think there was just
T1
more
I
on
don't
the
know,
line
'cause
in
the
this
stakes
one.
were higher, it felt.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
think
There
I
was
was gonna
more.
see
Yeah, the
Ascent
stakes were
twice in a
higher,
row
so
for,
I
like,
think
both
it
these series
for
today.
me it
Yeah.
was just as
I
good.
didn't think we were going here.
Maybe even a bit better.
But hey, going now into Ascent, and after that
I think
performance
as
from
well,
PRX,
because like
I surely hope that
like
they haven't been
EG,
woken
I
up.
don't know,
surely
like,
hope that Alex is
it
probably
seemed
talking them
like-
into, okay, now we play.
well,
Are you guys
EG are
okay
quite.
now? All right,
I mean,
let's go back to
despite
plan
what the
number two.
org,
I mean, I've
has
definitely
kind of
said
done
this
and
before,
stuff.
but
Like, but the
resetting after
players
those
on EG, I think, are very
stomping
likable.
losses is easier because you just
Yeah.
you can throw the
And I
whole
think a
map
lot of
away.
people
You can
were
go,
like
okay,
quite
something's gonna
hyped
walk
to see
backstage,
like
and then you're just gonna
Yay
go, that's on me, guys. I
go
don't
to
know.
a Masters and
I
be
don't know
like,
what
you
I'm
know,
doing.
on form
I mean,
again.
the
Yeah,
Like, a
yeah.
lot of
numbers
people,
don't
I think,
lie.
was
Stats
supporting
don't lie.
EG,
But you
and
can
then it
move
like
on from
became
that because there's
possible.
nothing you could have done
And it
to
was like,
win that game.
I
There's
think
no
a lot
use-
of people were
there's
quite
no use
hyped
talking
that
about it, right?
this
It's like,
actually
okay,
could
all
happen.
right, we
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
And maybe,
we
and
know,
honestly,
now let's
maybe
go to-
should have
Just
happened
clear
in
the
those last
memory,
couple rounds.
reset,
But
come into this
I,
series fresh,
they
because,
were like
you know,
3
their
rounds,
Ascent
round
has been good,
17,
right?
round
So
21, and
it's
round
still a very
23.
winnable series for them.
All of them went the way of G2,
I mean,
and I
they're gonna need
think
Will Smith to come in
I'm
here
right
and
in
just
saying
click
that
the
round
little
17 and
thing.
21 were both eco wins for G2. And they needed both of them to be able to win the series.
I think you don't believe in the
It's
story.
fucking crazy. And like one of them was a Jorgamo
This is what
knife
they
kill.
want you to think.
You guys
It's
please
2020.
Yeah.
let me know in
2020,
the
Oh my
chat
god, when
right
you
now on
didn't
Twitter,
fucking see it.
is Morgan a good
It's
salesman?
crazy.
Can he sell you a vacuum cleaner that does not work?
I will
Like,
believe-
literally doesn't
Well,
even
Wolves
turn
just
on
lost.
right
I will
now.
believe till the bitter end. I know
That-
that. Like,
so
we
so
saw
basically,
a year ago
XLG
today,
are
these
winning
players have it in them to
in
pull it
China.
off. We know that they can do it.
You know what? I was like,
Yeah,
2023,
which is gonna be
PRX
fucking-
EG, come on.
So
but
wait, they're
hey,
gonna start in the
What
playoffs.
happened
Though.
to
You're not even
Copium?
gonna get to see your favorite team.
It feels so
Oh, wait, shit.
good.
But hey,
Okay.
That's
bring up
actually
the
worse,
agent
I think,
coffer
for a
right now.
new
We do have
Chinese
something
team
on that
to
jet that we were
miss
bringing up
the Swiss
earlier.
stage.
Let this
Wolves
be.
have purposely
This is all good
thrown.
for Paper X.
We'll
Clever.
see. A T1
Honestly, though,
Clever.
I do think you kind of benefit from settling in
Okay,
and
I mean,
getting into the
he's
rhythm
gonna
of
need
especially
to
the
be,
new team,
bringing
yeah.
back some of that.
Because,
I
like,
heard
if you're
he
an
was doing some
XLG,
A comps when he was like 12
you're gonna
years
get
old or
someone
something.
who's
But at the end of the day,
because you're already
T1,
like if you
Yeah.
you're in the
the
top
meta
eight,
comp, it's what they
so
played in the
you're not gonna
off-season.
get like
It
someone who
feels
you
like
might
them
be able
and
to just
Gen G in agreement
beat
that
anyway.
comp's
Like,
still
Yeah.
really
yeah,
good
fucking
on Ascent.
good
Yeah, it's
team.
very standard.
What do you
No more
think? What do you think will
surprises
happen in
here for
Americas
PRX,
now then,
you
in
know,
terms of
exactly as we would
who
expect.
will
Like
win?
you said, Mika,
Who would you
something
pick
back
in
on the jet, which I
MMORG2?
think is
I don't
exactly
know,
what's
but I think
needed
Sentinels
here.
are beating
Get the
both of them.
muscle memory going.
I think Sen's map pool and their
Just believe in
form
yourself
just
and
looks
believe in what you've done in the past.
Hey,
astonishingly
I love
good
what that
currently.
fan sign said. Stress, hypertension, migraine. I am all for it as long as we have
They're-
a banger map. So we'll toss it on
they're
over
hitting
to
their
our casters.
stride
Wolves
at the
through
perfect
to
time.
not go to EWC.
Thank you very much,
Clever,
Mika.
classic.
Big time at Pilsky. Yeah, we're definitely feeling a lot of that.
They're
but
still
we'll
gonna
put
be-
that aside
they're still gonna
because
be
we've
playing
got a
in the
job
open
to do.
qualifiers.
T1 now looking definitely
Well, they'll
primed
throw
for
there as
success,
well.
but we'll see if PaperX are able to come back.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, T1 came out with a masterclass on Fracture for map number 1. PaperX
Zekken's looking
Score
ridiculous
prediction,
here.
Ascent.
A PaperX
In
fan.
this game?
The series starts now, guys. You
I'm
didn't
gonna
miss
say
anything in map 1.
We just started?
13.
Oh, how lovely.
8
I don't know
to
about that,
T1.
but one thing we
I think
do know
PaperX
is
puts
that
together
there is a lot of
quite a
mystery
few
again.
rounds
Buzz
here.
Stacks, even Meteor.
I mean, it's
PaperX,
defense side Ascent,
they
you'd hope
should be
so.
familiar with
Exactly,
this. This is
yeah.
a blast of the past with this composition that's being played, but right now, something onto the jet.
Jober's team
trying
got
to
eliminated.
pepper shots
No
through
horn
the
breakers.
smoke. Some, well, Forsaken
Honestly,
spotted
I
out
think the
as well.
fade cooks on this map. I think,
Because people aren't used to
yeah, people are not used to it. People don't pre-aim the haunt positions as much, and it's pretty similar to the Sova. Like, it functions pretty similarly, but it has all of that surprise factor that actually can get you more value. I'm not saying that everyone should run the fade, but I think the fade as like a one-off pick works really well.
Yeah, I agree.
It's kind of similar to the Sage. Like, Sage can be an enormous pain in the ass on some of these maps, but it's not that the Sage is actually like a good meta pick, it's just a good pocket pick.
Yeah, it's good for one team to run. As soon as everyone started running it, it'd be shy.
Door broken as well. They found Sylvan and Meteor also all procured.
Here we go.
but
They're
down
gonna
to
win
the
a pistol.
trade. Stacks able to
Yeah.
land a couple of shots in
Yeah, yeah.
until Patman
Nice.
collects
Let's
up
go.
third.
PaperX is going to come away with the pistol. Good little retake for them.
Swiggy finally
there
found
as
some
well.
coal to put in the
Numbers,
fucking
a lot of
engine.
bodies, a lot of guys on the B side for T1. So I'm a little bit surprised they didn't want to take any more forward space and stretch out through his tree, but hey, they wanted to set up for a bit of a post plant on the site itself.
You can,
I mean,
in
it's-
fact, you can picture Sliggy, I think, quite easily in like one of, you know, like someone who shovels coal into.
8 rounds.
He's got the
like,
arms
the
for
little
it, doesn't
hat
he?
and stuff, like the fucking
So as Big
coal
Tom
on
was
his
saying,
face.
It's a lot easier to just forget the first map.
I do
A
think it's fitting.
mild-mannered
Really just
coal
reset yourself
shoveler.
I do think it's really fitting, though, that Cole powers the PaperX train, because Cole requires dead dinosaurs, and that's what we're watching at the moment with PaperX too. It's a fucking dead dinosaur.
This main control that they tried to establish here is T1 just on this little eco.
Something's got his outlaw peeking over towards
He's still got a 0
mid,
point
not
Pac-Man,
realizing that
all
everybody on
utility
T1's ready to
gets
pop
called
A.
out, but you also gotta contend with the use of Defy. Meanwhile, Meteor
Cole's made a
finds
treasy
Sacred.
moron. Shut the fuck up. It's a little bit of creative liberty for the bit.
On the site, doing their thing.
That's all you need in a sort of scenario like this as well, as long as you're staying on top of the trade game. I mean, I usually say you want to try and survive with everything for PaperX in a scenario like this, which they may do so, bar Forsaken.
Whereas to their positions, Stacks and Izu looking for a way out, possibly. Peek straight into something, though. Off to the classic.
Something
pistol
is about to
duel.
turn up, I can
Right
feel it.
click.
No, I could believe you. I could absolutely believe you. He's a jet player on Ascent, starting defense, and he just dropped the stinkiest of stinky brimstone performances. I think it's very likely that he drops a good performance here. And people are talking about, oh, PogChamp, something. Wait, you can't drop this guy.
A lot of positions, a lot of good calls, a lot of mid-round decisions T1 will have to come out with. But for PaperX as well, right? Some adjustments on their defensive side. Device switching up, going to the B site this time instead.
Hey. Something looking for top.
Imagine holding this spot. What the fuck is that crack? And he still hits the flick onto Buzz.
Ooh, Forsaken to finish the deal.
Yo, that's a bit of a whiff.
As well. Tailwinds away in the
13-0 PaperX.
Good from PaperX. Dot and I's crossing T's.
I mean,
About, right?
I like their idea on the bonus round.
Attacking round. Also possible.
Pretty cool to have the Outlaw and the Ghost posted up so that you can finish off the 140.
Like a fucking Timmy on the job.
Oh, looking for the shot off to the head. Izu, though, opening things up towards A short, where Meteor continues to prove
Oh, you're not synced up with the pigs. You're just letting Meteor 1v1 you in market. Wait, hold on.
Oh. Down to Sylvan, who does get blinded up, looks for the classic right clicks. Oh.
Okay, they know where the last player was.
Sylvan will be able to stabilize.
He knew where Forsaken was as well a little bit ago, so it's just going to be this 1 versus 1. Lane going down, a haunt for Forsaken available. He will reveal position with it.
I swear nobody's breaking the haunt.
So to work around the corners now, Forsaken. A little bit of movement and accuracy.
He's been too good today. Sylvan's been way too good.
Fucking fantasy team. Fuck off.
To put one on the board.
Yeah, but a lot of damage from PRX delivered in that round there, Quack. A great start for them as well with the opening double.
The stream is lagging a bit.
I feel like we were saying way too bloody much in our first series today.
Is that just your hotel Wi-Fi though?
They do manage to get the job done. Some individuals.
I'm not dropping frames, so it's like, I don't know, stuttering or something. You'll have to deal with it.
Just say on it, on you.
Guys, that one's on me. Oh, sorry. Guys, it's your connection, it's not mine.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant take responsibility, but you meant gaslight
You just
them.
see your fucking dropping frames all the time. Guys,
full pop flash. Petman being able to spin around 180. 2 kills until the trade from Izu. Quick launch possibly into the A side, and quick rotations from PaperX over the top of Heaven.
Stax can pop his ultimate in this round and molly himself. I've never seen that one fail. Dude, where is Meteor going? Why didn't Meteor just commit with them on the A side? Why is he going for the fucking A wraparound with the door closed?
Somewhat expected to buy as well as Forsaken. Yeah, you got an Outlaw. Forsaken's tucked in as well.
PaperX, look, this is learning right here. 1v2, they're tucked into hell. Remember Calm?
And into Meteor, continuing to kind of flutter back and forth around the corners. Puts down the turret for extra
not really a fan of what T1 were doing in that round once it got down to a 3v3, but okay.
140 when there was 125 HP for Meteor at the end there, so it was kind of given a little extra chance to potentially win out that round, but again, some nice work to come through from PaperX.
How did they?
I mean,
Buzz was trying to play. I mean, yeah, it was a later timing than Buzz was expecting.
Get out of dodge, just watch that one back.
But what? They still have so much time on the clock. Why not just chill a little bit?
In the first map. Hey, just something things also. Yep. Does have a judge now.
Yeah, they played at a very strange pace, I would say. Either you're gonna get those 2 kills and instantly speed up, or you're gonna completely take your time and walk around the map.
Yeah, it's like they thought that they were gonna get a plant for free as well, and then Meteor was gonna have a post-plant lurk. Like he was already setting up for the post-plant. What the fuck? How is that the best way of playing with the judge?
Oh, what?
Okay. Buzz just dashes into Jing's face for the spray control.
He was about to not be blinded as well if he just sat there.
The quad.
What the fuck am I watching?
He's not going to be playing directly with
You're watching T1 come back out.
Spike is as well, so don't give Sylvan the 1v1s. That's the very least we could ask for.
Yeah, Jing does have the regen shields too, so that's back online.
Okay, into the spot.
And sets up the ace.
To pick up the ace.
That is going to boost Jing's smoke stats, but what the hell was going on in that round from either team?
You want to see the team working together as a unit.
What is that play from something? That is not the best way of using the judge in that spot, man.
The dash from Buzz into the crosshairs of Jing. He doesn't need to move
and then fucking Buzz just gives him the spray control transfer because he dashes into his face.
But like if you're dashing, well, I don't know.
You're supposed to be using dash to break crosshair.
By the time he's dashed, the blind is gone.
That's mad. All right, updraft, dash in, nobody in an anchor position.
As well, see what damage is going to be able to come out with this one from Izu as the
Spike's not through though.
Fully cleared on out.
Nah, it's getting in though. It's getting in.
He can wait and he can rip on his own null command, but they have to kind of respect this lockdown.
This is an unusual lockdown. People don't normally put it here.
No, it's a bit strange. It's quite good though.
Well, it's pretty good, yeah. But
You got all the market. You can insert yourself market.
yeah, Meteor's gonna try to take the fight market.
Definitely play spoiler. He spotted out
Jing's
that
thinking
smoke as
about
well,
it.
but Jing able to sidestep it.
Oh my god, and they're coming
No,
fast on B
They
main.
know that this is from behind, and now spotted.
Paranoia spots it out, but ooh, something fortunate with
What?
Izu able to hold down ground for the meantime. In towards it.
Hello.
Lotus then, who's playing around the smokes. Decent trade still coming back
Oh,
forward until
no way.
Stacks
Stacks
lines them up.
1v3.
Low HP though, and Devi able to possibly just run and gun down into the ground, and PRX will pick up yet
Quite a
another
nice
round.
retake,
Yeah,
actually, from
Stacks knows that
PRX.
that was a,
Good
winnable
re-clear
prospect
through
in that
market
one.
from
Find
Jing.
the
He was
first
aware of
ones,
that.
and then just the one versus
And
one at
then
the end, but his HP
I'm not
gets the better
really
of him,
keen
and
on
he
what
thinks
something
Devi's
did with his
position
dash
is
into the
expecting
Prowler.
that
Like, I'd
to
rather you
become
just trade it
locked down a
out with
little
3
bit.
players.
Nice try
But
for Stacks, bit
they-
of a
Don't
flat
you
there,
think we should
but
get, like,
ultimately
if
PRX
Meteor's going
very
They
cleared the
confident
spots
enough to
well.
shift
That's
into a
fucking
little bit of a
3 people
retake
in there.
scenario as well, getting some good flanking action happen with the 3 of them. Immediately popping the null command makes it a little bit more difficult for the likes of T1.
I don't really think so, because if you get smoked off in market, then what are you doing? Like, then you're the team that has to try to pop back through.
The likes of T1.
I'd rather people stayed near the spike.
Into the
I just think it was a bit too obvious that they were going to take market control with the ult. But at the same time, if Meteor just hits the shot on Jing, that's a really annoying position to try to get Meteor out of. So I think it just comes down to the duel.
But it was a lot. I mean,
True.
Lockdown, Null Command, Hunter's Fury, like that's 3 big ones on a map like Ascent on this attacking side. It'd take a little bit to come back online, right? 8 or 9.
Yo, Pitchy, thank you for the prime. TJ for kicks, thank you for the 53 months as well. That is a long time, TJ. Thank you very much. And then JJW, thanks for the 200 bits as well.
On Fracture. Ascent, a map which, they were kind of the innovators of things.
Yeah, I mean,
Thrown around.
we've seen this map be banned by T1 in their last 3 best of 3s, right?
Not played a
So,
single time
Not played this year.
in regulation, yeah.
And you're definitely thinking it's curveball scenario for T1 having,
Yeah, thus far T1
banning
don't
this
look
map.
that comfortable on the attack side of
Usually they would
Ascent,
come out
but
and think,
it is
oh,
also the
well,
attack side of
okay,
Ascent, so
they're
it's
gonna
not like a
ban
lot
the
of people
second
look
complete
comfy
own.
here.
Yeah, if they can get to 4, they'll be fine.
Apparently not. We'll see.
Then again, I said that's
so
the same
far, so
thing
good.
for
Just being able to read things, so kind
for
of
Nongshim.
redeeming themselves from that first map. And I want
Nongshim won both pistols, both bonuses on this map, and lost 13-9.
Nobody is breaking a haunt. Like they've never even thought about
Never
breaking a
seen
haunt.
Fade. Fade's just come out.
Jing finding monstrous kill after monstrous kill ever since that ace now, but still.
Do they take forward space? Last time they didn't, and it got the better of them.
Retake
Still
with
choose not to.
Visalt
Remember, Pac-Man
versus
with the 0
Knives.
point can remove
Triple
these
flank
blades.
again.
I think it's a little bit tough for them to find forward space now, especially knowing so many players nearby. You got to think about A main as well, where another smoke comes out from Jing. So
Doesn't this make the
kind of
timing
aware.
of this ult
And
kind
that's
of
where they all get pinned
strange when
down
you...
by the steel guard. And
triple
guns
flank?
dropped away.
Yeah, very
How do you work
strange,
around this
but they're
unless
accelerating.
you are Buzz?
Here's the flank.
Just got to meet every single hostile with full threat.
They just
Finds
all
the
got their
first and the
guns back.
second as well, but into the
Well, it
smokes
doesn't
of
even
Bai.
matter. The guy
Buzz,
without
though,
the gun
he's
is killing
angry.
everyone.
He's finding yet another stings onto
true.
another kill, but Izu then traded
Low
back
HP.
off Buzz. Trying to scrounge this up. He could just send into a right click, but
Sylvan
something
repositions?
in with the
Should be
phantom shots.
unlosable.
5,
He's
5,
not even
6
going
rounds,
for it.
just picks the round
He's just
up,
saving.
no time for the defuse.
Yeah.
And, well, Father Time will be
I mean,
smiling
I
for T1 from
think
this one.
Buzz probably just hit some really nice shots there off camera, but hard to tell based on the observing.
Forsaken from being able to come in with a bit of an early retake when the flank was happening.
Watch some
through main,
generational whiff be
and
shown
then
on the
also
replay.
a From the Shadows reposition just to make sure he's in the right location to
Ah,
be able to
that's-
deny the spike
No, never
plant.
mind.
defuse.
Never mind.
Oh, no, he's hitting some clean shots. At the same time, though, the PRX players looked like they were just ants. There's one player, Heaven. Pac-Man is just on his own, swinging out towards bricks. And then Jing is like a year behind in A main, so not exactly the most coordinated play, but I don't think it would have mattered.
Coordinated? Are they going tile spread?
Steal them.
Well, yeah, certainly trying, but pushing all the way out. Quickly read
What?
by T1 until not stability.
How's he got the kill on Meteor
Down
there?
through that
They're not
smoke.
quite able to hold down the
How
Styles
did-
position.
How's he got the
buddy.
perfect spam?
The spike, though,
Yeah,
will
it's
find
gonna-
an open A site.
Gonna get straight in towards the site for another 3 versus 3 post-plant scenario. Meanwhile, PRX have picked up these
It's a
weapons.
quirky
The
little
question is gonna be
variation of
how
the
deep
tiles
they are
crunch, going for a
towards
dash
main, and they're gonna
updraft
still go for
into a
this.
smoke
They
on
just know
hot.
that Devi picked up the
Because I
ult
guess
kill
then
before
the
planting
idea
down.
is that you don't break the haunt and you get
Get
kills
that
with the
one back
haunt through the
online as
smoke.
early as possible.
Yeah.
Still a good chance to use it for
Not that it
the
exactly
second
worked
half
like
of
that,
this
but
first half, we'll
interesting
see.
idea.
Buzz is playing into a really
They thought they
slippery
conditioned
position, shall we
T1 with
say.
never
PRX
breaking
might
hold.
not be aware.
Yeah.
Util here for Sylvan and for Izu.
Could
Good
buy
counter
further time
paranoia.
Off of the spike as well. Sends it through. Buzz now making
Buzz
some
too
noise,
early. They haven't
creating
even
a
broken the
presence where
door.
PRX then get distracted. The spike continues to beep away Komodo, and Izu tries to lock down the angle.
Oh,
So far, so
losable.
good.
What
Jink
the
launches
fuck?
the
Buzz,
first kill. Buzz
relax.
making noise around the backside of tree door. Jink still finds another shot.
There's
though.
no time.
It's just Sylvan left. The spike beginning to get tapped away.
They've
with no
literally run out of
timing,
time.
but Up now and will go off. T1 coming up with yet
Hello?
another round.
That takes both of them with it as well. No
They're not even
surviving with the
playing to
weapons
their
in the next
outs at
round.
all. They were just both.
B now.
They were just both focused on the fights that they were taking. Jing was laser focused on fighting a tree.
Risky, doesn't it? Like when you're
And then
going
so was
for
Devi.
Mid tiles play in towards B main pushing as well. You know, we see a lot of teams.
Where's the
crumble
com
in
on
those
somebody
sort of
needing to
scenarios.
stick?
They're not comboing a dart, for example, on the back of it as well, but you throw a bit of distractor or
Probably
a flash for
coming
that
about now
matter.
in this
It
time
works
now,
out a
I
little
would
bit. Right? So it's good
Alex
to
is
see
fucking
that
whacking the
they
desk. Guys,
have
what
a
the
couple of these
fuck?
holes that they can come out and look to go behind them with gusto.
Yeah, so certainly much different performance from map 1, but they are still facing that potential loss coming on. I know it's early on, but
Yeah.
the time suggests that there could be something in the comms. Alex maybe trying to.
Well, it's a couple more rounds in a row for T1, right? So you don't want to give them any sense of confidence that they're going to get back in towards this one. As much confidence as they already will be with the 2 rounds that they've picked up, right? So
What the hell are you trying to coordinate in the chat, Karatika? I don't want to have an uprising going on here.
Especially when you're already in the
QT,
lead.
thank you for the 2 months. Sorry the Tories got
towards
stomped.
Ascent as well,
Dude,
and so
what are
far
you
PRX
talking
have
about?
been the team
First
that
of all,
got the most
I'm not
successive rate
Australian.
on defense for this stage.
Which I assume is what you're referring to. Second, they're not even called the Tories. Well, I suppose. Are they referred to as the Tories? They're the Liberal Party, right? But they might. I suppose they could be referred to as the Tories.
Possible ultimates as well. Forsaken does stay alive.
Oh, you mean the
Has
local
pushed
elections
out
in the
for past couple
UK?
of rounds,
Sorry.
T1, and playing cautious.
Just falling back.
Yeah, that
towards
makes
the
sense, that
defaults
makes
for this
sense.
PRX side, Prowler in towards B main, not spotting anything. Jing, tempting fate.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the local elections, but I was looking at the polling before and not expecting it to be good. I'm expecting Labour to be getting a trouncing by reform, essentially.
Forward, however,
But hopefully that won't extend to
Yeah, it can make it a little bit difficult on the defensive side.
a general
but
election in a
it is
few years.
4 versus 5, and you do have a Nightfall.
But that's
for
just cope
Forsaken
from me
in
at the
for
moment,
a
actually.
retake scenario, so you'd be happy in this sort of position. Patman would get the 0 point back online. Actually, as I
The
said,
Lib
they
Dems
just
did okay.
got it back
Dude,
online
polling was
at
putting
the
them
5%
like
mark, so
almost all at
That
20%.
is also precisely
It was
why
putting
he's
like
trying to play into a
Labour
more
at
defensive
20,
position there, finds
Reform
every
at
single one of them,
20,
tries to spray
I don't
pepper
know,
all them down,
5 or something,
possibly
24.
allow something to peek
And
out
then
with this outlaw
fucking
position
Lib Dem
now.
and Tories
Crosshair
also
0
with a
chooses
reasonable
to
amount of the vote.
take
Like,
out the drone
our first
on
past the
the target
post system
instead.
just doesn't
Into the
handle
pop
that kind
flash,
of
but
shit.
Still, great Nightfall, and that allows for the
Our
rest of
electoral
PRX
system's
to
gonna get
begin
broken
marching
if this
in.
continues.
Meteor trying to
Which is
thread the
based as
needle
fuck,
like
'cause we
he's done
need
before.
electoral
He might
reform.
be seized up to 1 HP, where then, even though his feet have been planted firmly into the ground, Forsaken removes him outright.
Yeah, it strikes him 6 feet under. Nice retake round again for PRX there.
You said
That's why I
T1
highlight
need
the
4,
Nightfall,
right?
That's why I highlight the 4 versus 3, because they're going to be absolutely happy to go in for the retake scenario like that. Patman with the 0 point, it removes the
What was
turret.
that, sorry?
It gives his
You
teammate
said
a
T1
little
need
bit of
4
an option
kills.
to peek out just a little bit with
I
the
said they need
outlaw
4
before
rounds.
ultimately having to
Sorry,
destroy
4.
it when the 8 seconds are
Sorry,
up.
4 rounds.
So a couple of great little moments.
I
If they
only
only get
woke up
4
recently.
kills, they might be in trouble.
4
Give
kills
them
might be a
pat on the
problem,
back.
yeah. Yeah,
They set
4
themselves
kills
up
might be
quite
tough.
I
nicely
think
now
4
for
on
around the
attack.
back of that swinger.
You can win with
There's
4.
no real
4 and a
credits in the
pistol
back
and you
pocket
win, I think,
for
if you're
T1.
T1.
You have to play Hero Stinger. Now, you heard me talking about it earlier, Clark. Hero Stinger percentages have been very strangely potent.
Like, do I trust
in
Paper
this
X's
year.
coordination
Buzz is the
and
one we
calling
like.
on
Yeah.
Ascent?
So let's see if he can do it.
Oh, straight in, close range, but
Go
quickly
on.
spotted out by Devi.
We return to normal.
Sheer wall as well. Forsaken just happy to lap up every single final target at this point. Ooh,
Nearly.
the fragment. Still though, fully aware of where T1 are. Just gotta play around the position safe enough. T1 begin to stream forward. Divine for the first kill. Forsaken for the off angle. Patman from spawn as well. 7-3.
Yeah, looking to have a pretty damning defensive
Okay,
side.
round
Paper
10.
X. They come into this next
Goes
round as
the way
well
of
with
PRX.
some lesser weaponry, but they've got
Can
smokes
T1
there
get
that can cut
another
T1
one
down
in the
to
next
size,
couple of
something's
rounds?
gonna get out the operator,
Who knows?
so they can even change the look on their defensive side as well. And I mean, you're staving off an aggression, right? You're locking 3 players behind the shear. You contend with the tip of the spear and Buzz trying to upset you on the site with a flash drive support by Stacks. Not going to work. So PRX are starting to recognize what they need to do on this map, specifically on the defensive side here, to try and make it something of a 9-3.
He's beginning with it. Warning shot.
Well, they got good information about what.
Forsaken
Hello.
with a peek into
Okay,
where
Forsaken
he
just
is
dry
continuously
peeks
getting
and
shut down.
owns
Yeah, I
Meteor,
mean,
trying to
it's
take
always
B
just
main
being
control.
noted, at least on
Forsaken and
the
Jing are
side
just
drive, whether it be
fighting
by
the
Prowler,
A
by
main, B
Forge, or
main,
this
and
time
taking
by body.
gun duels against people. Why is Stacks solo lurking so often as the
Stacks
KO?
snuck in towards Pizza.
Yeah. Do you know that the world champions are EDG?
Oh,
Doesn't really
didn't
catch it.
just
Sorry?
catch the belt.
Still.
What are you talking
The world
about?
champions
Scoped in,
last
though.
year.
Yeah, you're not getting
EDG.
out of that one as Stacks.
Oh,
You know how they
and
play?
the nobody
What do
solo
you think he
lurk.
learned
Through
from the
A main,
best?
It's a little bit clear. The fragment and everything all thrown in just to
Oh,
hold them off as well.
whoa.
Something with a mid-air
Okay.
shot. Jing in for the spray.
Dominated.
And now for the final
I said they
shot.
need 4.
Something picking up huge numbers
not on
compared to
4.
the previous
Why?
map.
Absolutely
Why
switched down.
is our KO
Great shot to come out from
lurking?
Big smiles.
And why was that the game plan of barrier drop?
Highlight it again, right?
And
Just
why
forget the
was Stacks
result of
doing
the
it
first
a few
map.
rounds
Come out of
ago
this
as
one
well?
as a fresh new one. You still
What
know
is
how
this
to play
approach to the
Ascent,
attack
even if
side?
you haven't had some good results on it. It's a map that's been in this game for ages. And you've
Strange.
Especially when you
changed
have
one player
KO
towards
in
the
a
roster,
full barrel.
right? Mindfreak is technically still here, but Batman's
It's a bold strategy, Con.
Which then brings to mind also
Strange.
for T1, any recovery. I haven't really
Meteor
called it
goes
timeout yet.
glass cannon
Yeah, but
vandal for the
second
final
buy.
round.
second half. They feel the need to, switching onto their defensive side again. They are playing the old faithful Agents of 5, the normie meta.
Would T1 like
Boring
to
meta.
do a little bit of, well, I guess you don't actually want to default this round. You
Well,
kind of
like,
just
give
want to
me
send it
100
with the
agents,
ults
right? People are
against the
probably
off,
still gonna
but
play this 5 sets.
It's tried and true. It's optimal.
Yeah, this is true.
they're doing a good job of
But it's
getting
so
people
Is it
posted
though?
up on A
Because
main,
PRX
B
are
main,
leading.
actually.
Okay,
I think they're doing a
fair.
good job
Trying
with
to
the
turn it
Fade
at
and
9
the
now.
Omen of controlling
modern iterations
these
of the
outsides of the
Ascent.
map.
That said, though, right
And then
now,
you just have the
T1 sets a
op
lot
in the
of
middle
information
as a
quickly
threat.
Until T1 rotates silently in towards A.
And you got to remember, there is a null command for Stacks. Izu with a Hunter's Fury. They can look to set these up as Izu's playing Lurk.
Izu's like, okay, I know exactly where the operator is.
Too much, 50 seconds to go. 0 point though.
Stacks
Okay,
gets
man.
suppressed. There's 50 seconds left and now he's suppressed for like the next 8. So you're gonna be hitting into 3 players. Jing still has paranoia. Patman still has nade.
Run all the way back from me.
Where the fuck are you going?
We're just gonna get the ult up here on A. He didn't already get the ult up on
It's just
A.
going to be a pivot up the guts of mid, potentially to still go to the A site if they do want to.
They got a fake?
Lockdown, pushing them out.
What the fuck is going on here? Why aren't you just sending it?
Bravo site and something guns have
Okay,
to do the
they have
delivery.
managed to find an empty B site though.
Well, thankfully, Jing does
Jing's
keep it down
ult
towards
Omen
Boat
doesn't
House.
get
suppressed, though.
cancelled.
Something
Backside.
close by, might push into stairs. Jing
That's a
taking out.
crazy TP
It
from
is
Jing.
fine.
That is a
Champ,
bad
T1 to get the
TP.
spike down.
Because the rest of his team can't really
Come
help
back
at
behind
all
for something
from
here. Buy with
spawn.
the Steel Garden 2.
In position, but you also do have Meteor kind of lurking back around. PRX might not be aware. Then you have the Hunter Spear being sent
Okay.
through. Meteor springs forward.
Stacks
and it's
cooking
just
up a
the
storm
buy
with all of
left.
those pivots
25
and
might
fakes
have
and
sent
stuff
over
in
the
this
ult, but
round.
Can he really find every single shot? He can
They got
push
the
through that
4
smoke,
kills
might
that
find
you
certain
needed.
death, so trying to play it safe, but he gets suppressed as well into position.
They
then
got the
Buzz
4
to pick up
kills.
the burst. A flawless round for T1 at the end of the first half.
Yeah, you think they might get a little bit locked out of that A site there as well, right? And they're opting not to have Sylvan with the From the Shadows to just book it towards B, open up some space for any lurkers that might be still on the site itself, which technically Jing did get there a little bit early, right? He wasn't taken out. He was given an option to try and win some duels, but just didn't really happen there. And T1, they do make it work, but the plant goes down with the layering of the ultimates and the...
What did I say? I said that the score would be
So
13-9,
4-8 at the
which
half,
means
I
that
think is quite
basically...
respectable for
Or did I
PRX
even
going
say
in towards the
13-8? I can't
second.
remember.
But I'm also
Basically,
just
T1 need to
remembering,
have a
right,
flawless
T1,
second half for my
the
prediction
four,
to be
whilst it's not the
correct.
best, it is still
I don't think
manageable,
that's going to
at least
happen.
over the seconds with a couple of slip-ups, so we'll see. Best Stacks celebration. Mouse kiss or vamos?
Okay, Mouse
I didn't
kiss.
watch back that
Let's
bit
go
at the
down
beginning
to-
of the
We've
show
seen a lot.
where I
think
was
one of my
tinfoil
favorite
hatted
was
up.
the one where he kind of gave that,
But normally
wave
those are
for
cringe as
PRX,
fuck.
you know,
I'm not gonna lie.
From way back when. Which is scarier.
I'm glad there was at least one person out there that thought it was funny.
Alex's punch.
Punch!
Yeah, probably the punch, because we look at Forsaken's stretch of agents, and I mean, I'm going to do him dirty here. Look how many agents are actually resulting in a negative.
Oh, whoa.
I mean, when you only have like a couple of agents played once,
Okay.
right? It's the smallest of sample sizes.
When you put it like that.
What's T1 gonna go for here then?
Alex's punch, I mean,
Are they doing
that's
something
a lot more
aggro on the
consistent
defense
than
pistol?
agents that Forsaken's playing, so.
What
Well, I
is
think
the
they need to
plan?
win
Oh
it.
my god, all jokes aside,
This
they
round
still
decides
could
the
go
map.
the distance,
Sure.
depending on how PRX starts off on this second half. T1
IMO.
definitely show signs of life still.
I think it decides
very
the map
deep
if PRX
open
win it.
We're starting off with Buzz under Sheriff.
I mean,
Possibly
maybe
keep
not,
down
honestly.
mid.
PRX's attack side was so bad
Yeah,
on
so
Fracture.
PRX's
Like, I could see them
offenses
just
do have
failing
more
over and
now.
over on attack.
Capitulating,
Right, this
yeah.
is where PRX truly got tested because they haven't seen T1's Ascent in the longest time ever.
Yeah.
Remember,
And they can have as much guesses as they want.
Trying to
of
break the
what
alarm bot in
agents will
mid.
be specifically
It's not
where
in mid.
and what tendencies T1 are going to come out with, but, you know, defensive side for this 5 is...
They're really expecting a
was
cat
better
push.
for the longest of
Like,
times.
Meteor's entire setup
Generally,
is to
he'll
stop
play
that.
B side, but a change up for T1, a little bit of a
Bait and
different
switch
look, and I
here.
don't mind it
Who the
right
fuck
now,
takes
but it's
contact?
test
Nobody's
gonna
taking
be
contact.
Over to the B choke.
They
for
could
easy.
just walk off to Stacks and kill him.
Yeah, they could
takes
do.
a bit of damage as well.
At least the
Jing
horn
with
got
flash
broken
through.
this
Ooh,
time.
that's lovely. Allows them to find Izu, but oh, Stacks and Buzz.
How does Stacks get?
undetected.
Oh.
They spring
Two,
forward.
how does Forsaken
to
get
trade
two?
back. It's 2v2.
Yeah, it was a 4 versus 2 for a mere moment in time, wasn't it? Plants to start to go down by Patman.
Forsaken stays in B main. That is crazy, I think.
Pressure.
Forsaken
But-
to have slipped in towards B main here.
Maybe
Does Forsaken
the
give away
flash
where
do
he's
have the
playing?
Smoke up as well, so Sylvan
Because otherwise, I just don't think
clock
they
ticks off. Forsaken
can
looking
even
to
check
beat
him.
off of
Yep,
the
he gave it
smoke
away.
window, but a little bit early now. He
gave it away, and now they're
going
gonna push him.
Can he find
Is
a single
Patman going to
shot?
do anything to try to help his
Looking for the
teammate?
haunts, but gets cut out the animation.
I like this
Not
one.
really.
Would reposition
I guess he repositions a
Expecting
bit.
it, what a shot! And now
Oh,
for the
nice
next
shot.
one, he finds every
Oh,
single
they
bit.
He
Shot.
fried.
1v2 clutch.
At
It's
least
a Red Bull
Forsaken
victory
died
Patman
for a
to pick the
reason.
pistol up in the second half of PRX.
Man, I'm looking towards the ghost shots to come out in this
Okay,
round.
the
and you're
train-
just
the
thinking to
train
yourself,
is
why have
back.
they bought armor? Why have they got 25 extra HP that I can't finish him off immediately? But the ones that haven't got that little light shield in there, I mean, they just head removed from the shoulders, Buzz and Stacks, courtesy of Forsaken in that one. But this first shot from Patman, I mean, that's just absolutely disgusting.
And it just tells you how confident he is now. If there were a scenario where he wasn't feeling as confident, was hiding still inside Boathouse, that might have been a very different round. So great
Meteor
round by Patman, but
had a
back in.
rare
I mean,
bad
let's
game
put Patman
recently,
on
right?
KO every
All
time.
the time.
Against
Yeah, he had his,
in the upper
Somewhat the
bracket.
Demands, but still, right now, at least with
Yeah.
the Vandal shots being sounded off, T1 then beginning to move on over. Tavai trying to lurk and hold out by top mid. Will be able to clip someone's head in towards the site, though. The hit kind of trails off.
That flash
Little
could
bit.
go fucking crazy.
Right, not able to get
Alright.
a second one, but it's a little bit
no.
of damage at least.
Yeah, good enough. Then for the site hit to come through, Paranoia sent over. Something looking for a different pathing.
Nice
knowing that
pathing.
Could be
Making sure that
Izu
you pinch this
coming
guy on the
somewhere.
site.
Jing then spraying
And then
forward
you
with
don't
the
actually go
hold on.
downstairs
Something
anyway, you
going
just
in
take the fight at
towards Spawn.
CT and
Does find the
nearly
first
die to
one.
the player on site.
Then
Okay.
play disciplined.
Hold
Tries to
on.
check out
Christ.
B main as well, but nothing
this could have
seen.
been very
Meteor
losing.
then slowly creeping forward. In for the shots.
Yeah.
Petman finds
Well,
Meteor.
he's taking quite a bit of
Silver down on
damage.
19 HP, courtesy of the damage that Divide dealt before his demise. So this one,
Because isn't the other Bulldog at
In
top
for Petman on the peak as well.
top
Will
mid?
quickly
So it's not like
dispatch
Patman
Sylvan
can
with
even
that
recover
headshot.
anything.
Looks like Batman's not gonna
Decent
get it.
economical
Yeah.
damage as well, though.
yeah, I mean,
So
something that we
even
think
though
of
3
from
players stay
T1,
alive,
right?
you only
They're
keep
getting a
2
lot of
rifles.
victories, but they're never doing them clean to O
Oh no, it was a
style, right?
stinger,
Always
sorry,
these
it
three
wasn't the
mappers that
Bulldog.
were delivered for them, always keeping us on the edge of our seat. But you know, still looking to have some deep runs, still looking to do some great damage. Is this another scenario, another page in the book of T1 Map 3 affairs? The way the PRX are playing at the moment, potentially so. But this bonus round here is
Forsaken
gonna be a potential
judge
decisive blow.
on the
Either
attack
which way, it's a
side.
Great little buyout for PRX, by the way.
Really?
Vandals,
Rather than
Bit of
just buying a
judge,
stinger?
definitely work with that.
100%. Endurance, and Meteor still has some left in the tank
Yeah,
until
Meteor
that
getting
is
shut down,
something
trying to
bleeds
take
him
the
dry.
fights the same way that
it's
Forsaken
tagged
was
by
in
the
B
shot
main.
dart as well. So 49.
Kind
Harry
of
Potter's there.
getting
See if he's
battered
still gonna be
here
able to
in
bring
the
some
aim
magic
duels,
in this
Meteor.
round for PRX. Meanwhile, bit of a lookout
That's a
from
rarity.
Sylvan to mid. You've got Stacks
God,
there
we've
as
seen
well.
a pretty
Off the
horrendous
guts.
Paper Rex
And then possibly
Now we're
for
seeing bad
Jing,
T1.
something to
Map
cast
3
regarding
is
Leviosa
lined
to
up
the
to
A
be an
site, but
all-time
you do have Sylvan
mudfest.
sneaking up with an invisible cloak, though.
Patman's aware. He's aware of it, and he's got Sylvan. So now things look a little bit better for
4v5 on this map is still really winnable, and
Whoa, Stacks
I think they just made it unwinnable. There's a Haunt again. Paranoia Haunt combo goes crazy.
As well, down to Buzz, who's looking for the shots. He does find the
Paranoia
first.
anything
Patman
combo
once
goes
again.
crazy, no?
It does,
Back
yeah.
online.
Paranoia
Izu
just
the
goes
only one
crazy.
left, and he's right on the other end of that smoke. Jing quickly spots him out.
Well, this game is over. This game is over. And I think now it's extremely fair to ask the question, why the fuck did T1 pick Ascent?
The good mindset, the good awareness.
Feels like they're bind at kickoff.
Play the default comp badly
So the
is
fact that he's able to find that kill,
strange pick.
he already had the null
It
command going
is,
into
yeah.
that kill before Sylvan, but just popping
And
it
they are
in
playing it
towards the
badly,
site. I mean,
yeah.
you've got, what, 3 players assisting there for something's kill? I mean, you're getting everybody.
I mean,
kinda
it
contributing in
really
this
doesn't
map
help
for
though, the
PRX in
Meteor's
some
getting
way
slapped.
or another. As the bonus
He was
round
trying to
one,
take B
so it's
main and getting
11 to
owned, and now he's trying to defend B main and he's getting owned.
That's a bit of
But
a
he's just
rough
trying to
one
take like
for the
raw
Korean
aim
fans.
duels instead of letting
That's why it's
PRX make
a little bit
mistakes.
silent in the S-Flex
Surely
for now. But that
opting
said, you
into
know,
an
it
aim
still
duel
is,
against PRX is about the
hell of
worst
a
way
map
to play
pick.
against
And I
them.
mean, if you remove
Because
yourself
they
from
can
the
aim, they're
equation
good at
in
that.
this
They just
scenario,
make silly
we were
mistakes all
flipping
the
it
time.
the other way on Fracture, right? So this
Isn't the
very
way to beat
well
them to
may
force
be a
them to like
scenario
overextend
where
and actually
he's
anchor the
trading
site?
maps and pushing us to the third.
It certainly looks like that's what both teams want us to do.
Apparently,
But I will say, though, you know, the scoreline
No.
Killjoy is
on
gonna fight
Fracture
B-main every round.
kind of different, right? With how many rounds PRX kind of let slip.
Yep,
This time, however, you know, a lot more stability, thanks to the likes of Jing, who's putting up huge kills on the Omen, but also for Patman again. I mean, I have to mention because he's so aware. He's been a great addition to the team.
And I mean, I'll highlight something as well, right? He's getting 1 kill almost nearly every round, where in the last map he had 1 kill total.
Can't count Ilya out. But that said, we will have to see what T1 has in stock for us. They called the timeout now.
Yeah, but it's just the bad buy.
I don't know that I would say that
Sheriff's
something
pretty
has
much
like dominated this game or anything, but
I
the
mean,
bounce back from map
might be
1 to
here
2
somewhere.
is huge.
But is it in the server
He's definitely
today?
playing
Lots
pretty
of
well.
Killjoy set up for the A site here. Refresh the one way. You can send in a Prowler as Forsaken to spot some information. Before
I just don't get how Stax is playing on this map.
Meanwhile, it's just all the defensive
He's-
facility around the A site.
He's playing in such like,
Not really reconned out so far.
I don't know, unusual spots. On the attack side, he was lurking. Now he's been trying to set up a trap in market like the entire game,
Default hold, yeah, 3 on the side.
rather
We'll see
than
if they
playing
can
to
find
anchor
close
sites with
range
his
damage,
knife
something.
and his
quick on the snap.
molly.
Timmy for the kills as well. Timmy the turret does find 1, but Buzz in with a ghost 2. Then trying to waterfall off, but still with the pop flash in.
Oh,
not quite enough.
they're all lit up.
Tries to line them
so many reveals.
They're all lit up.
Recon just can't finish
Not
anyone.
enough. Yep, you got the
Stacks, hit a
Razor
shot,
vines up
man.
now as
Hit a
well.
shot.
I think they shot it down, but still in for the firefight. It's just PRX with a firing squad, but now they're low
Winnable.
HP.
Both of these players die to a single body
Shot.
shot.
Is doable.
Izu, slight chance, but PRX trying to hold up for the
Oh, how
clear
did that not
line
kill?
now, which makes it tough
How did
for
that not
Izu to
kill?
Swing all the way forward. It would take
4 HP.
a massive bunch of cojones for him to really go in for the duel. Waits for the recon, plays it safe. PRX quickly shooting it down. Not quite able to locate the wall bang. He's trying to triangulate their positions, but PRX tucked down. Low HP, but Patman
NT.
still comes out on top.
Just not able to
NT.
get it. I mean,
GG.
I'm salivating at the
Yeah,
fact
but
that
GG.
the recon got so much for Izu in that round, just not able to find a kill with the sheriffs there. I hope we get to see it back in the replays, but of course, you know, a Haunt coming out, you know, an opportunity, a turret getting a kill in there onto Forsaken. I think he ran towards a molly, which is how that one's eventuated there, but yeah. Nearly a round just stripped back by T1. With it not going their way though, Quack, that means it is a flawless attacking side for
Buzz
PRX
on
so
the
far. It is
op.
now
Can
8
they run it
match
back?
points.
8 in a row.
Flawless in terms of 4 rounds. We'll see Buzz now has an op in his hands. Posted up mid. Doesn't really spot too much though.
I don't really get it again, man.
No.
The
Nice. I see
the
what you did there. That's it.
the Killjoy
PRX
util has not been enough to
still
stop them on A.
eluding a lot of
But
these
again,
sidelines.
we're just leaving Killjoy
it.
util on A.
And this
Run
is
it
where
back
they just need to
again.
not, you know, let it get the better of them.
At least this time Stax is going to be on the
One
right
round,
site
we
in the
have
right
seen a lot of
position to
teams
stop a hit.
crumble and falter in scenarios like this.
Why, yes.
Some information. off the drone.
Well, for the rest of T1, they're still sticking true to their positions.
Oh, good timing on the 0 point, actually. Removing the Nightfall from the equation for a couple of seconds and not, allowing enough time for T1 to start to rotate towards the B side.
Meteor's full pushing out A main. He is just sprinting out A
We
main.
think of Meteor, we think of him
I mean,
in this game, Valorant. His lurks have always
He's got good info.
On A, though.
Yeah, he's got great info. He just has to not feed in mid. Like, genuinely, he just has to live. Okay, he gets a free one.
He just had to find
Yeah,
one.
but
So
he
go back
he
towards the side
recalled
for
his
utility,
turret and
potentially
oh no,
plays
he didn't
the
recall the
numbers.
move.
Which means PRX are then kind of just funneled straight into B. Something trying to fly past a lot of it, though. Does hold out towards the top of market, but down towards the
Oh my god,
then
something
finding
just
a double
fried
kill.
them.
Izu stacks. Can they hold it down in Boathouse? So far, so good.
Oh my
Izu
god,
with
that's
a double kill. Something
silly.
swaps on. Pulls out the blade. He finds the
Holy
right
fuck.
the plan.
Holy
The
fuck, he
plan.
can't get the spike though.
He doesn't quite have the plan.
Oh, it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
it doesn't
Meteor
matter.
just runs in and dies.
Collapse on towards T1. We
Walk
end the
around by
second map
something from
13
0
to 4.
kills
A
until
swift
like
victory
the
picked up and
last or
pushing
second
us
last
into
round.
map
That-
number 3.
That's crazy.
The train was delayed. The train.
It was delayed. It was definitely
It was
delayed.
delayed.
Again though, in that final round, Stacks falls back into back B site in a hard anchor position. He doesn't use a single flash to help his teammates fight, and he just gets stuck in the back of sight. You're a flash initiator player. You've got to be able to play KO better than that, man. You have to.
T1, they still got a lot of life into them. They are waking up inside. You can see Buzz going ham at times, so you definitely don't want to count them out.
No, I mean, what? It's 13-3 on map number 1. It's 13-4 on map number 2.
Karatika,
I
I'm
mean,
not
what's
casting
in store
Americas
for the
today. I'm
final
on the desk
decider
today, and then
on
I'm casting tomorrow.
Lotus.
So I'm doing the finals, and I'm on the desk for the lower
Yeah,
finals.
so much so. I mean, think about T1 going overtime from before. PRX playing this map several times and having rocky performances back and forth. You never
And the
quite
final
know
map is
what's gonna happen,
Lotus.
but you can be sure that it's going to be very
And T1's
entertaining
Lotus
battle.
has
Komodo,
looked wonky
it's all
ever
aboard
since
the
they've
T1 or PRX Express.
kind of given up on their
Someone's
comp.
getting eliminated on the tail end of the next map, not picking up any
Yeah.
more points in towards
It's
the,
losable.
the
It's
VCT
definitely
Pacific
losable for
chances to get
T1.
in towards champions later this
You
year.
know, if EG would have
Of
won,
course, you can get
and they
there
almost
through,
so
you know,
nearly
doing
happened,
good in
it
stage
would have
2,
been
right?
very
Points,
likely
picking
that
up hopefully
one of the
a
top
top
four
spot to get the
Bangkok
direct invite, but
went
you never want to have to
draw.
rely on trying to do something from
Yeah,
a
yeah.
downward position.
That's right.
True.
We'll toss it back over onto our desk to break down this map that we just witnessed.
Who plays today in Americas? G2 plays against MIBR.
We're back on the roller coaster, and this is how
Fucking
it
hell.
goes.
We're back.
13 to
We're back. We're
1.
back. The
Paper
train's
Ascent,
back.
And something really giving an amazing performance, really proving to life.
Christ.
PRX once again.
We are so back!
We're back!
Which,
Is
anything you'd like to say or apologize for?
I'd like to apologize for picking the Metacop on Ascent.
Paper X
Why on
is
earth have they done that?
the fan
I
favorite.
mean, PRX, it's the same win conditions that we've
Bro,
seen
I
work
could
for
not
them on this
believe it.
map
Like,
before. They start out
most of the
beautifully
talent
with
picked
defense.
Paper
They're
X,
such a
most
great
of the
active defense with the double E nit.
fans
Yeah,
on the
something
poll
got
before the
It
game
do-
were like,
it doesn't make any sense. The train has infected people.
Like, this just goes to show, I think, like,
T1 played well on Fracture and PRX completely
what
underperformed.
propaganda can do.
The exact same thing happened in this second map. I felt like Buzz was the only one
Let
who
this
turned
be a
up to this
lesson.
game. I've never seen
Cutie,
Meteor
thank
get
you very
bullied
much for
so
the 2
hard on the
months.
Killjoy.
They were running.
Thank you
at
for the
me.
prime,
I do
and
not
Cheese
think-
Toast,
I
thank
mean,
you for the prime as well.
I do have to agree with you. I have to
How
say
does the
that
frequent
T1
travel back and forth
For me,
between
I'm
the
still
States and the
confused
UK
why
affect
T1
you?
picked
I don't
this
think I
map.
could personally live with that
Obviously,
frequent
they
of
have
travel for
They
work.
come out with the default.
In terms of personal, like, my life kind of stuff, it doesn't affect me that badly. Like, I don't mind traveling. I don't have a problem with it. I don't find it uncomfortable on flights. I sleep pretty easily. I don't get jet lag too badly. You know, like that. I'm not bothered by it. I'm not bothered by it. I wish I didn't have to travel this much, but the alternative is living in LA, and that's just not an option at the moment. I mean, like, I was living in the US up until my brother died, and then I moved back to be with my family. And I think, even though my family are doing all right at the moment, like pretty well, I still don't think that I would ever really reconsider moving back to the US. And so then it's just a case of like, do I want to keep working here or do I want to keep working elsewhere? And at the moment, I just kept my job where it was. So yeah, I mean, the frequent travel is only like disruptive in the sense that it takes me so far away from home for so long because I have to be in a hotel. Like next stage, for stage 2, I'm going to be on the road for 3 weeks at a time for one of the stints. And that's a fucking long time to be away from home. So it's not necessarily the travel that's the issue. It's more like time spent away from my wife and my house. And like, you just can't do other things with your life that much. But to be honest with you, you can't anyway when you put this much time into your job. So, yeah. And also, dude, like flying that much is just horrendously bad for your carbon footprint. So, yeah, I mean, I am... What's the equivalent of a champagne socialist, but for climate change? Me, very convinced that climate change is real and is a big problem. Also me, flying around the world constantly. Tum-to-tum-to-tum. Definitely not my fault. Orkdot, thank you for the prime. So, yeah. There's definitely some things that I would like to change about my like job situation, but doesn't really map onto reality at the moment. So, but like hopefully in the future. It's called a fraud. Yep, well that's me. That's me. Just put the analysis in the bag, little bro. I will as soon as we get to the next map, I promise. No talking about important things, purely talking about Valorant. No, I'm not traveling first class. I have ever traveled first class one time, and oh my god, it was lovely, but it is not worth the money. I guess it might be worth the money if you don't fly very often and you can't sleep at all on flights. If you're flying like 13 hours or something transatlantic and or across the Pacific or something, and you can't sleep and you have a really important thing to do as soon as you land, like, okay, maybe the price could be justified, but for almost anybody, I think, even if you're very wealthy, I don't see how you can stomach paying that much. It's crazy. They're normally like $5,000, something like that, maybe a bit more, but they're a lot. Train first class is a fucking scam. Yeah, you're right. Train first class is no different to just traveling on a train.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was what Pilsky and I were listening to, and I was like, hey, I'm a PRX believer as well.
This isn't copium, this is genuine belief.
Trains are great. I enjoyed traveling on a train, but I have ever bought a first class ticket and just sat there and was like, this is identical to just being in the main part of the train. I've got a slightly bigger seat, but it's not like on a train normally your seat is shit anyway. Like on an airplane, economy, you are packed in like a sardine. On a train, you're normally not. So I don't see the difference personally. Unless it's in Japan, the green car in Japan is such a good experience. Yeah, I should point out I'm talking about
train
the
CL is like a £20 on the day, so can be worth it for the food and drink.
Yeah, except Mikey, except that every time I travel on a train, they don't have any fucking food anyway, because they've been late from whatever depot that they set off from, so they didn't even get the catering on the board the train. So like the announcer comes over the top and goes, excuse me, we are unable to serve food and beverages on this train today. We apologize for the inconvenience. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, what's the point?
interpreted the meta oppositely, where we saw T1 start on double duelist, then
What
move
airline
away
do
to
I
bridge
ride?
Teo.
Yeah,
We
let
saw
me tell you what
PRX
airline I
start on
ride,
bridge Teo, and move
what
away to
airports I
double
fly out
duelist.
of. Let me tell you the
PRX
dates of
now
my
prioritizing
flights,
player
and you guys can
comfort.
all call in
T1
some
moving
bomb
away
threats
from
and
player
get me
comfort
deported to
be
El
what is a
Salvador.
little bit more meta with
Fuck
that bridge
yeah.
Teo. So very different takes
I'm
on
not
this
falling
map,
for that.
and I think it's all set to be an absolute banger here on Lotus.
Yeah, I think it's also because PRX, when you have players like Jing, when you have players like Forsaken, you really do want to lean into their
I'm not
strengths.
fucking falling for
And
that.
because they can play in that way, they can perform that way, why not? Why not just go for the double duelist? It's been their signature for so long. I mean, there was even a time where it was even more than that, but why not? It's W gaming for sure. And for T1, you do want to lean into how smart and how adaptable your players are as well. Going into map number 3 though, my big question is the comeback potential, right? Can T1 reset? Is PRX better at doing that? So those are big questions that are going in my head right now.
I can't remember what comp T1 have been playing on this map recently.
We didn't let that map one affect us, you know, it was terrible.
Can someone remind me?
Something is saying, yeah, that map, he's just forgotten about that map.
I promise you,
and now
China
all
monorail
that
first
he
class,
said
it's
is they can
absolutely
fight
different.
these
Yeah,
guys.
I mean,
Look at how
I can
much they bully
believe that.
Meteor.
I've
I think
traveled
they are
not in
thinking,
China, but I've
these
traveled
T1 guys can't keep up with
in
us now. They have so much confidence going into map 3, where T1 are on
Japan,
the opposite side of this,
Korea,
where they did have
Taiwan
that dominant
on
map 1,
trains,
and now after
and
losing map 2, you
Asia
start to
does
worry
things
a little bit.
differently.
You start to doubt, you start to think, okay,
I mean,
now
Japan
they've
especially
opened
out
up,
of
now
those
it's
three
about the
countries, but I've
strategy,
heard
and I
amazing
think
things about
T1 will be
China's
more of
rail
the head
system
scratchers
too.
than PRX. PRX thrive on the chaos, T1 down.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what we get. I think something is the right player to highlight here on the Yoru on this
By
map.
the way,
He's been a bit
just
up
to
and down. He had
showcase
one
how
pen.
fucked up UK trains are, I was looking to see if I could get a train from where I live in the north of so if I get a train from my city to London, it's a direct fast connection. It takes about 2.5 hours and it costs, let's say, an average of about 100 quid. If you book it really late, it'll be a little bit more. If you book it really early, it can be anything as low as like 30 quid, right? Like if you're booking it really in advance. But let's say an average of maybe like 100 quid, something like that. If I tried to get a train from where I live to Cornwall, which is in the ass end of the country in the southwest, it would take something like 9 hours and it would cost £1,300 on the train. And this is with me booking it 6 months in advance. What the fuck is that? I don't know how, I don't know why, but I looked it up recently because my family were going on a holiday to Cornwall, and I was like, oh, maybe I can take the train. Holy shit. What part of this is worth £1,000? It's fucking bonkers. Yeah, you could buy a car and drive it there. How do you travel then?
There is no way that's true.
I'm gonna
I have
drive.
got the train from the north to Penzance for 100.
I'm telling you, I looked on the trainline.com and it said it was £1,000. I don't know. I mean, if you can find me trains that are better, it might be because I'm going from the northeast rather than the northwest. Do you know what I mean? So at some point I have to cross over the country, and the connections on the rail lines east to west are worse than north to south.
So let's see how it's going to happen.
Because if you start from like Birmingham or something, then I think you can get there reasonably. I don't know. It's fucking crazy. If you're booking 6 months out, it's more expensive, but it gets cheaper once you're like a few weeks away. Why, motherfucker? That makes no sense. Anyway, let me focus on the pistol round.
He might be able to spot things out. T1 playing caution.
Yeah, back around the door as well. See who's going to be first casualty in this round, as it's quite the slow one
T1,
at the
open
moment.
up the door and try to beta trap play.
With a flash still available as well.
Why have PRX picked
Some smoke's being
defense?
drawn out by Forsaken as well, though, so we'll see. He does
With their
position
double duelist
himself for the
composition?
mound push in with the flashes. And
I don't know.
Dasai finds the first frag.
Well,
Yeah, the
they
double dash
owned
combo,
Meteor.
paranoid
Meteor was
indeed.
solo trying to
Close.
fake on A,
Try and blind up
and he
everybody.
continues
Eventually
his
gonna transition to the
run
A
of
side things,
bad
something
results.
Catching some loose bullets of the right click.
As well as the spike getting planted firmly down. Something in for the peak.
Oh.
Takedown stacks in for the
Something
burst
just got
from the
double
rest of
right-clicked.
PRX. Jing finding 2 huge shots.
What?
The J's doing
What?
some damage.
Oh,
But for
no, he
Buzz
does
as
get
well,
killed
he's
in the
down
end.
low HP, so a little bit unfortunate.
That's-
for
By
Forsaken
track.
will clean
That's
things up
quite a
for the
bad
dinosaurs.
micro kind of round from T1. Meteor getting what is the reason for Meteor to be solo faking again? It stacks the whole time on Ascent, and now what? Are we gonna have our Tejo solo fake on this map?
Sometimes that's what it comes down to. Still decent work in trying to bait out utility as well as make some moves all the way across the map.
I mean, wait till
That
T1
said,
learn
though,
what Fade does.
Komodo, can't believe I am saying this, but we do have to say goodbye
Just you
to
wait.
either one of these teams
In
at
2
the
years'
end of
time,
this
they're gonna
match.
be so good.
right? Like PaperX, a winning team of last
Can
year,
your
2024,
cam go a little
or
smaller? You're blocking the
T1,
kill
the Masters
feed.
winners.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I mean, there was a world in which, you know,
Wow.
PaperX didn't make playoffs as well.
The
all
people
about
don't want to
me.
see me TMP.
Narrowly
It's
scraped
fucked
on
up.
by in that 4th position.
Yeah, they're still
No,
looking for
I
that
get some
return to
comments
the
on that,
international
it's awesome as well.
stage. Right now, looking for the
You know, I
T1
don't
players,
block
hearing a
it.
lot of noise around C1.
You know what I do when people say that?
See what damage is going to be able to come out.
Kill
I put
them.
my camera on the
To hold
crosshair.
it, a quick swing, but PaperX with the full rifles as well as Stinger from Divine
Okay.
will be able to collect into
That's
so
as much
many
as you're getting,
kills, just
chat. That's as
Izu
much as you're
3
getting.
members, too strong.
And Apes continuing together strong.
Flint
against
Cole,
Izu.
thank you for the
Does do a bit of
17
damage,
months.
though, but, you know, that's what happens when you have 100 men
Track
against
by
one gorilla,
track,
one
Autumn
gorilla against
bum-ass
the-
won't make Toronto. I feel like you've got a lot of hate in your heart, Flint Cole.
Haven't been on the internet long enough.
God, that must have been
No,
a
I
rough
stay
day when
clear from
T1
games.
won a Masters.
Brain rot me.
Ah, no, those are.
You know, Autumn's
not allowed. That's illegal.
What
a
is allowed is
title-winning
full
coach.
die now.
Sure,
That's rough
T1.
for Autumn
To
haters.
get their
It really is
see if
rough.
they're going to be able to get on the board, or if we're going to have another installment of a bonus round.
Hello, Retro. How you doing?
Of
Good morning. Good
PaperX,
morning.
who
Did you
don't
see
have
the
first
little
life as well,
Twitter
right? Lots of
beef
rifles
between
in here.
Angel
Combo
and
U-shell towards
Chet?
the
And Chet, yeah.
Rebel side of things. And luckily enough,
That's
it was
a-
the
that's-
Yoru
that's a
to
fucking
lead
grand
charge
final
Buzz
of Twitter
and
beef,
get
that
Crush
is.
out of there.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
for
agree.
Yoru to, well, for the side of PaperX, play around for possible rebel control if T1 does decide to head back into A.
I mean, Chet just cannot
Bit
resist
of a big
sticking his
stacking
nose in, though,
towards
can
B,
he?
though, for PaperX.
Like, he actually,
Shia still at the
he's
front
like a
of that as
moth to
well,
a
so
flame.
confirmed the
Anything
girl
that
was
will
close to
reduce
reaching
his...
Prowler,
Oh.
meanwhile, for something, it's gonna catch the
Oh
timing,
my
he's gonna
God,
tunnel, he can
what?
get out of dodge if he wants here, but the gate crash,
By a judge.
whilst available, not online.
T1
on
are
the
crumbling.
map. So sticking here to be this scary soldier with the judge. I don't mind it. It's a 5 versus 3.
He's
And
lit.
then you got the
What I
shield.
like
You got a
about
lot of control
I
there.
like
You've got
about
Sheer still
something
protecting
hasn't
B.
used the gate crash.
Then you
He's
got
not
two members
trying
at
to
C.
ever get out. He's staying there till he dies.
T1's chances of find a round right now. Still, at least the salvo is the TP over, just bypass the sheer. Sylvan has to play further up front. He's got to contend with Patman, who's been on a tear
Good
right
awareness
now.
from
Patman.
Right
Patman.
off the rip in
I
towards
would love to have
round
seen
3 of map number 3 as well. Meteor, however, now finding a single kill.
A round for
Trying
Meteor to go
play off
crazy.
the post-plant positions. Stacks being able to block off a
Or
little bit as well.
Stacks, I
Another
guess?
trade, but low
Nah.
HP for them,
Track
for
by
Satan to
track,
come in.
track by
Once
track. Stacks
Yeah.
is panicking.
He is
See,
panicking.
I'm conflicted in this one because if the train derails, particularly now if they go off in a big lead and then crumble, that will be funny.
They will,
it
they
always
will.
I've been a T1 doubter slash hater this whole time.
I mean, generally, why would you?
I mean,
Why
didn't you
would
predict
somebody be
PaperX?
in
Because...
front of a
Oh, no, you
screen
didn't,
with a
did
judge in
you?
that location?
You just
Oh,
said
I
that you were
T1 would win
conflicted.
this and then they'd go out.
Yeah,
but
and
yeah,
then
I
they
have
go
been
out.
on
And this
the
is PaperX
heavy
we're
doubt
talking
train,
about.
so I am
Sometimes they can
conflicted
be
in this game because
absolutely unexpected.
I don't think T1 are very
Which
good.
just catches T1 off guard here.
And you know
Just
what
again, a
people
bit
should
of a
start
welcome
saying?
sight,
Well,
something,
we'll see
you know,
what happens in
having the
Split 2.
worst game on map
But if
1,
T1 struggle
he
in
has
stage
had,
2,
you know, worse performances
they're
on
gonna
the
be the
Euro on
most
this map as well. I
fraudulent
mean, now
champion
starting
ever.
things off not too bad.
Ever
Worst
over
performance in one
Ascend?
kill map? Okay.
I
Yeah,
hate
so
Auto
worse than
Assist
one.
Champs
If they do-
23
if they
having
don't
done
make champs,
solo lurk
that's
Pearl
the
B1
most
solo and
Oh,
Sam
if they
Speed
don't
drive
make
to
champs.
Seed.
But there's no way. They're going to make it on champs points, aren't
I
they?
mean, yeah, champ points, yeah.
See what they
But
can
let's say
work
they
with,
struggle
though.
and
A little
squeak
bit
in on
lacking
champ
some
points.
key
Even then,
components, you
and then
might
they do
say.
bad in
Sylvan
champs.
with no shroud
That's
stance,
fraudulent.
Meteor.
Yeah, but is it more fraudulent than Ascend? Like, that's...
Yes, because Ascend had moments of
A little bit more
being
prominently,
decent in
potentially.
other tournaments. T1 we rated as worse than Trace going into Bangkok,
While peeking out this time.
Yeah, that's fair.
which tells you how good they were during
Got
kickoff.
both
We thought they were
flashes
shite.
dumped in,
Yeah, that's fair.
and
That's
he's
fair.
relaxed upon.
And now you got another player
Then they
advantage
won
for
it,
PaperX,
and then
right?
now
They
they're
split it out
shite.
And push them back from Mound over towards
Honestly?
A. You're expecting them
Honestly, I'm being convinced. I'm actively being influenced by my favorite Valorant influencer.
With the flashback moment, he makes it away safely. Patman then in for the crouch kill, but Buzz and Stacks both pushing up front as well.
No, sorry, I meant myself. My own brain is coming up with this.
Your own brain is convincing you.
Yeah, my own brain is convincing me. That's what I meant. Sorry, I would never give you a compliment. I just want to be clear.
Now, well, Forsaken though, straight in against Buzz. No chance to pull out the util. Forsaken trying to bring things back.
Stop planning for him.
Meteor
Oh, fucking hell,
on
man.
for the swing. Divine to watch.
Doesn't matter.
Why? I don't understand why Meteor isn't playing Viper on this map. I just will never get it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, does it? It really makes no sense.
What? It's nonsensical.
Suits his style so well.
It's a bit of a simple one.
Yeah.
Valiant's attempt, I'll give it
Maybe
towards them.
that guy who hates
You look
Autumn
through
is,
these replays and it's trades, it's
It's
shots, luck a little bit from Forsaken,
it just doesn't make
timing,
any
and then just
sense.
the
Why is the plant so dog shit? Why are the T1 players playing so isolated, playing 1v1s instead of anyone trying to trade for each other? Why is Meteor playing in a spot where it's not planted for him, but he's also not playing safe for like salvos or anything? What the fuck is going on, man?
You need like a
Who do they play? They play Boom, don't they? If they win.
That's what you need.
I was more gonna say they needed maintenance.
Yes, yeah.
Come on, Boom. Boom, you have been so much better than PRX throughout
0-4,
every week.
but trying to
You can
find
destroy this team. Please destroy this team.
When you consider it was the tail end of 5 rounds in a row to
I just want Meteor to not
and now you've got 4. That's 9
look shit in this game.
No, I like my semi-truck derailing the train. They're on the right track right now.
It's such a reasonable request. It's so reasonable. He's not had a bad performance basically since he fucking joined Gen G.
And these are the sort
All
of
I want is for him to
scenarios
not
actually as a coach as well, that you
look
kind of
crap in the
don't
playoffs.
want to change up what your team is doing to derail them yourself.
Because we haven't really seen T1 put in
dear.
such
Yeah,
a
I mean-
dire situation before.
Yeah. So for PRX,
it is
it's going
rough.
to be a positive discussion for them. I mean, this is 10 members
God,
on the
I mean,
server
how
to
the
the A
fuck
side.
is this game?
All
Map
5
1.
on both sides.
Jesus
ain't
Christ, they have
counterplay,
no
but
idea
Flash
what
going
Fade
over,
does.
Patman
They
looking
have
to
no
collect the
idea
first
what Fade
blindside
does,
out
man.
from Buzz,
They
but
don't know what
yeah,
this agent
off.
is.
And that's Sylvan down, right? So if you want to play with any smoke
It's
variety
very
now,
difficult
it's gonna have
to
be on the back of Izu.
win
wants
with
it
here
so
without.
bad. He
Oh
has a
my
rolling thunder, but
god,
wasn't quite
something
sure.
just
And something
destroyed
takes full
him. Was that a
advantage
no
of that
scope?
situation.
Yeah, this is a
He just
shutdown
double
around the
hopped
A
up on
side,
top
isn't
of
it?
Root and fucked
Back
on
in safety as well off
Stacks.
the drone. Buzz trying to place
Why
Solo
is
back in
Itsu?
around.
Oh,
They
this
have
looks so
PRX
bad
just
from
flushing
T1.
out
It's
They are
so
panicking.
over.
They're
This
panicking
is
and
the most-
crumbling.
How did map 1 go the way it did if they were going to play like this the rest of the day? How did that happen? Like, how bad were PRX that map 1 went the way it did?
No, he didn't. He's unknown at the moment.
Oh
Hunter's on.
god.
Yeah, apparently know that. Footsteps noted. Meteor back in for the snap, but, you know, that's how the story goes. That's how the cookie crumbles.
I like cookies. Right now, though, PRX 5-0.
It is hilarious that
Pretty
T1 won
damaging
Bangkok
when
by
that's
playing
a
double duelist
conversion on the back of the timeout as
and
well,
not
now
playing
I'm gonna
Teho.
double check.
The
And-
Autumn
PRX,
hater
3
came to
for
my
T1,
chat to send
but does
bits
T1
just
have
to
the
say that
weaponry
they hate
behind it
Autumn.
with the
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
in towards the next round either? I mean,
Oh, it wasn't
we've
a
seen couple
no
of
scope.
change-ups from
It was
PRX,
a
right? We've
full
seen
scope
some
jumper.
Mounds takes, we've seen some rubble takes, we've seen a spot up through towards B pillars. They are changing it up for a team that we are generally not seeing as adaptable lately, you know, throughout the course of the group stage. They
Back on an
have
eco
switched
PRX
up a
with
bit.
5
even-
ults? Fucking hell.
Not even really on an eco though. Meteor decided to force a bulldog
Really
at the
tough.
end there.
A single week to recover off of 2 timeouts against
He's just
PRX.
trying to
T1
solo
now
carry.
back into Lotus.
change up now as well with the shear throwing over towards the C side of things. You've
This
also
is
got
what
Sylvan
happens when you
playing
lose
on
your
the side. If
identity
he
as a
starts
team.
to get peppered by a
Chat.
little bit
This
of
is what
utility,
happens
could
when you
potentially
become the
drift out
meta
with
slaves
Phoenix as
instead
well
of
to stay
trying
around
to be the
side.
innovators.
Instead of gate crashing towards the A side of the map that's currently available. Some information though up through mid from the Prowler. Nothing
tragic.
This is T1 if ISO never
This
existed.
is where the mid-round decisioning seems to be pretty good for PRX and
This
more
is what
so
they would
T1
look like.
with the lesser weaponry.
Which one? PRX or T1? I meant T1. But
Clear about what your
yeah.
objective
yeah, I
is
mean,
for now,
PRX are
trying
playing
to
double
find
duelist,
spots
chat.
possibly into the A site.
Just noting as
They're
well
still
there,
sticking to their
lead
style.
that comes
I
out
mean,
from Buzz.
is it a good thing that PRX have been
James
sticking to their
Buzz,
style for the
my
last
teammate.
fucking 19 years? I don't know.
Maybe
But
self, but nonetheless,
for sure,
the
T1
spams
have
through
lost
from stairs. Forsaken collects
their
onto
secret
the first,
sauce.
racks up the second. P onto the third as well. Jing now
What
coming in with
the
additional
fuck?
assistance. Ooh, around the edges of the smoke. Forsaken
What are you
snaps
doing,
back
son?
into it as well. Jing.
That's just objectively not the
This
right
is
thing to
the
do,
Jing
but
that
he
we've
still
all
gets
known
rewarded
and
for
come
it.
to love.
You will fear my omen is Forsaken. Quote that. No, don't quote that. He didn't say that. 6-0. PRX, they stave off a silly round that could have happened if the pistols were able to get in towards the site, but they managed to hold it down
Very
quite
goofy.
nicely. Cheeky spam through the walls and such, just good little crossfires that they come out with.
Very goofy.
So now is the real test when the weapons are back for T1.
Does Meteor have enough to buy?
As well in that round.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
he does.
have not
Okay.
been
Give me a
blessed enough to
13
be able
at
to
this
utilize
point.
them.
Give me a
There may
fucking
very well be a
13
scenario
I've got
here
9
where
ults
there's
on
10
one.
ults
One off
in the
one.
server if Izu picks up the Viper's Pit.
Logically, this would favor PRX.
Oh, well, there goes
Oh,
Jing. That's a bit
okay.
unlucky.
Wait for Buzz to play spoiler. Open
That's just a
kill.
pure
And that's important, right?
spam
An open
shot down
kill
a
for
really
T1
common
that we've
line.
not really been seeing solidified. Immediately, though,
Refight
PRX
over
wanna
towards
regain some of this
Rubble.
control, forcing out the dimensional drift. Forsaken
Pretty good
gonna be
reaction
through
there.
as well.
I like that from
Now,
Buzz.
5 versus 3, it'll be brilliant
Stacks,
if they
though,
can
can't
get
escape
more.
still.
Double
One
your
back,
vault? We just got
then
2 people
trade.
just fucking
And also for
surfing
something
around.
then to play the position around Rubble, but also
That's a pretty nice reaction, though, from T1. I like what they did there.
In a 1v3.
And where has he been more often than not, Quack? The C side of things that's kind of been untested a little bit by T1, so seeing that nothing's here.
They navigated a
maybe
pretty
I'll expect
difficult
him to
situation,
be
and
off
PaperX
yonder.
used 2 out of 5 of their
And,
ults.
I mean,
So
he could look for some kills here. He's swimming in
important
cash.
first
He
round
can
to get on the
drop- he can
board.
drop a teammate still if needed for
if
Pac-Man,
Devi
he'll
wins the
still be able to
1v3, I'm
himself
turning my
anyway.
stream off.
He can look for some damage here.
See what he can do. He's got a flash. He's got Razor Vines to work off of. You've got Meteor, though, trying to play around for the headshot angle. Spots him out, whipping the first
If
shot.
Devi wins the
Fine.
1v3, I'm
Able
turning
to
my stream off.
capitalize.
They're not playing agents that have any damage. It's a blind side for Buzz and a paranoia for Sylvan.
Smoke's coming back in 2 seconds as well. The spike is planted for tree. Razor Vines, though, baits out the flash. He's looking for the
Hallelujah.
tap into it, but Sylvan able to pull out the guns.
Yeah, much better from T1 in that
By the
round.
way,
Able
did
to
you-
establish
did you
the
watch the
opener, not
broadcast
being
yesterday?
scared to run away with the tail between the legs, sticking around for
I
the
saw
fight.
your little
But the damage, as I
tinfoil
was
hat.
talking about, right? The fact
Did
that
you
the
see
Divine
my
managed to
fucking
get
hair?
another kill
Did you see my hair? It's
ill timing
gross.
for that one, by the
It's
way, with
fucking
just coming up
gross.
spotted. Regardless, damage is what I'm
amazing,
talking about,
isn't it?
right? It's forcing
It's
out a bit
disgusting, is
more
what
of
it
an
is.
awkward buy for
I
T1
had
than
like
they would
5
like
different
you would
people
expect, so they
say
might
to
have
me
to
in a bit of an
deploy a
incredulous
couple of the
voice,
ultimates
"Oh,
to
you're growing
offset
your
that
hair
from this
out, are
round.
you?"
Lots of light shields, for example.
And then I had to explain, no, I'm not. I don't think it's good. I know it looks bad. I lost a
PRX, though,
bet.
pushing all the way out mound. I'm sure the players around Pillar can hear all this.
Yeah, just imagine if Jing was.
It looks
gonna be
fucking
disrespectful and
atrocious.
Go through for that one though. This time change up Vice utility towards the A site. Gonna hold them at bay, but meanwhile it's a double
they're
trajectory
already on
lineup
B,
for
though.
T1. They want B, they also want A,
Razor?
but B is better.
Yeah, and that's where Jing will
Meteor's
find his
just
mark.
alone,
Knows
though.
that
What the
there's another
fuck
player
is this
nearby as well.
round?
Silences him off
Why
the
are
next
Sylvan and
3
Meteor
are
going
still
2
not
players
towards
into
the
B
inside just yet.
without
They
anyone
can
on
get the
T1 trying to
one
pivot
big
blue
solid
door to
game.
meet them?
Year and it
What
is
the
all
hell
one
are you
just
doing?
making Bangkok
Stacks
running a
trying to
new
get the
method
spike
that
down
caught
first.
everyone off
And you do
guard.
have something sneaking
Dude,
in
and
out
then
towards
nobody
Strong.
watching
Take
Pit.
out that.
Itsu's
He knows that he was in
pitting.
there as well. The timing.
Up the boom bot.
That's
Might spot even further. Jing
What the
sprays. He
fuck are they
catches Buzz.
doing?
Just Izu
3v1,
left.
you just
Might
gotta
have to
run in
cover,
together.
but can he really keep
Yeah,
himself
nice.
alive? Petman
That's good.
alongside another player from the back. Izu stuck between a rock and a hard place. Tries to maneuver back in, on and around. He hears the hops behind. It buys the distraction on over. Poison Cloud's into safety.
You gotta kill him.
Off to the wayside, but it's
Okay.
something with the shorty
Good,
to cut him down
pretty
at the
decent effort,
torso.
but yeah, not
It was
Lastly,
dog
looking
shit
for
from
PRX on that
T1.
retake.
Dog
3
shit.
versus 3
What the hell are they
scenario,
doing
and
with their
it's,
macro? Stacks is calling a
unfortunate that the
horrendous game.
Vipers pit didn't
And then once they
provide
get into a
full protection for Stacks a
3v3,
little bit earlier
they
on,
don't
just
have a
caught
game
when
plan
it
to play
starts
aggro
to
in the
evolve into server.
fucking post plant. They have a game plan to play passive. Okay, that's fine. But you need to be watching shit. You need to be covering the angles and holding instead of going back into post plant positions and just letting yourself get peeked.
PaperX.
I mean, that is just so bad from Stacks.
Sammy Kadira.
Gonna come out with.
Stacks is a football
Last one
lover.
out from the shorty there.
True
loved
to
it.
the story, true to the prophecy.
7-1.
PRX running the story, the comeback.
T1 to
I'm molding. I hate this train. This fucking train.
instead of X for 10. Maybe we get there. Would have been
Oh.
better.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm
Dying to
turning
nades, we're
it
dying
off.
to nades.
I'm
We're
turning
dying
it
to
off.
straight nades.
Then having the back
I'm
off.
turning
got
it off.
spotted out towards Pillar as well. PRX
Oh,
still
fuck's
There is
sake.
no fucking
Yeah, just
C's
the
there. That's
pistols
just
though
a
for
nade.
T1. So if they want to get this round over and
That's
done with, they
sideshow-esque.
usually the line to go a bit quicker.
And that's
Staring
tough
at the
thing for
ground,
Stacks
wondering
to
what
deal
the
with
fuck's this?
against a team like this. He's
Wait till they
always
learn
gonna
what
be on his
Raze
toes
does.
as to where PRX could be if they're pushing out or not.
Doing on the back of this shear though. Buzz has sneakily snuck in towards the
We're
A
fucking
side.
TPing it on our own on A on the
what-
clap. What are you doing?
What is Meteor doing there? What the fuck are they doing? Dude, Meteor looks so bad on Tejo. So fucking bad.
And that was the main thing that they were looking for. So even if he doesn't find any kills, something good on the cleanup.
What's he looking at the wall for?
T1 to get some cash in.
I mean, the fact that that TP comes out from Buzz and it's just kind of already been noted and dealt with as well. Maybe you're thinking towards
Why couldn't
Meteor
they
on
play
this
this shit in the Bangkok finals?
Positioning as well, right?
Why did they have to win a trophy? Dude, he walked forwards into it. Did you see that in the replay?
Oh, he did get flashed.
He was blinded and he walked forwards into the fucking nade.
Oh.
That's just, once again, PRX controlling both extremities of the map. You got to flash on towards mount.
He's finding the fucking ghost in his head there. What's he looking at?
That's it, right? PRX are playing this defensive side that the way that they kind of should be. They're a little bit more lensed towards one side of the map while having your Vice Shield wall protecting some position. You're having Pac-Man with some good Prowler timing, with some good haunts as well.
I just don't understand what the lurk is supposed to be doing. Meteor on the pistol, solo mound. Meteor in that round, like a couple rounds ago, walking into B with Sylvan alone. Meteor in the round that we just watched ends up on B without having taken rubble control, so you don't have control of blue room. What the fuck is going on with their macro?
Yeah, precisely that.
If PRX win this, do they qualify for Toronto? No. They would need to win another 2 games in a row. This is the first round of the lower bracket in Pacific.
And they won't... Wait, they play tomorrow, right? They play tomorrow.
And you really look to the coaching staff to help them out in this one.
Yeah?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
To get in towards these sites to establish a plan.
Okay, thank fuck. Imagine we'd have to suffer through fucking Sliggy and these fucking train goers.
No, we won't have to suffer it for very long. Oh, they don't know what Fade does. They still don't know what Fade does.
Holy shit, wait till they learn.
They don't know what Fade does.
And it's the spams that do it all.
Why, again, are they trying to walk 2 players fast into A? Buzz doesn't use his teleport backwards, Isu fucking dies, and then 3 of them run into the opposite side of the map. What the hell is Stacks calling?
Some form of stability, but you still have PRX hovering nearby.
April 27th, 2022. More than 3 years ago, motherfuckers. This is when Fade came out.
I just don't get it. The whole point is that Buzz should be able to have a look over towards A and then teleport away if he gets haunted.
Showstopper around the back, they have to react to this really quickly. Rolling Thunder to buy some space, and it does allow.
Oh, you're losing. Oh my god, you're losing that.
8 shells to flash Stacks into a certain position where he's able to hold it down with the off angles. But
That's nice from Pac-Man. That's nice from Pac-Man.
Into a victory for
But this has got to be one of the worst played Lotuses I've seen ever, actually. What the fuck are they doing? Look at this. They're faking rubble control with a fucking Yoru who doesn't TP away and a Viper who runs into their death. And that's their A fake. And then the spike is on their breach, who flashes them in, so the spike is still all the way on the A side and can't get C quickly enough. Like, this is horrendous from Stacks.
I'm saying, T1 can get in these sites. They just gotta hold them off.
God.
Exactly. And again, it comes down to these situations. It just feels like utter pandemonium all across the map right now. All of a sudden,
Buzz dies again as a Yoru on A.
Far forwards because this could get the better of them, so they will think better of it. Disconnect from the situation.
And possibly back
one of
into
us has already died to an or in this spot.
He's been smoked off though. Great call by Stacks. Hyper defensive. Corralled in towards the A site. Something's nearby.
Okay.
Yeah, and he does have
They've got into A.
but he was snuck in towards the side.
Nobody
Just
helping
not
Itsu with that swing into backside. Hello, Sylvan. Hello. Help your teammate.
And then for the flashes as well, but Divine
Nice, okay. Sylvan finally getting into a good position. Jing stunned, get the flank. Alright, that was the first good round that T1 have played. It's the first good round that T1 have played.
T1 there, but again, it's just another close round where trades are coming through from PRX. They find the opener. I thought by the timing that Divine was going to get another one with the Outlaw through the smoke, but T1 get in. and they get the round by elimination.
At least 3 to 9 Komodo would
He's
be too
fully
bad.
blinded,
Oh,
man!
okay, fair enough. I mean, I did say
He's done
that
him dirty
Buzz shouldn't
like
be
that.
dying like that, but that's full
Another
blind.
as well. I mean, this is what happens when PRX are truly, fully W keying every single round of the way.
And on the defensive side as well, right? They are just not scared. Last round of the half now.
Whoa.
Take your rubble control. Force T1
Fucking
back.
sit back,
To a long
Itsu,
death
and
by
stop
round C.
walking into your death on A.
Yeah, again, you can play retake if you want to here. Nightfall,
Relax.
Drift, Steel Garden. Very valuable retake
Okay,
ultimates.
now that you've taken mount control,
be
go
quick
back.
now.
Oh my god, they're just sending it on C.
T1 looking for space, looking to get the spike down.
Everybody's here ready to
Just
plant deny and
biding
fast
his time with
retake.
his ult.
Yeah, but I think
Y-
something
y-
might be
y-
going
It's the final round of the half, and you had a Yoru ultimate, and they just didn't even use it on their
Every
attack
single
side.
ult at the
Okay,
same
now they're
time.
using it in post
T1
plant.
just completely in disarray. They're
This
calling
is
it
shit
mayday.
from
Where do we
Stacks.
go?
He's just called the worst attack side of all time on Lotus.
Every single kill going through to them, and it's just these who up by Mount. He's getting dinked up. He's low HP. The
He's
spike
getting
gets
dicked up?
defused, and Patman delivers on the
Horrible
final
attack side
kill.
call
He misses
from
the snake
Stacks.
spike, but there's not too much you can do at the end there when your guns get removed on the side itself, when you've got the dimensional drift of something, getting all the information, the shots are being collected by
He called a
PRX.
fast
It's
C
PRX,
hit
it's 10, and
as a
they are
reaction
looking
to the A
send
pressure,
T1 a
and
packing
T1 have just got
unless
everyone in
during
position.
This halftime break, there is a
Wait till they
Can you-
learn what Yoru does.
awakening
I know,
force
it's
for
crazy.
T1
Like, just
to come back.
chill a little bit, play a slower round, and you're going to be able to go back over towards A with the Yoru ultimate. Or hit into C and get info with the Yoru ultimate.
Darn unfamiliar with. Yes, T1 has been tested throughout.
They
this
also
entire
Yoru ulted into
group
Waterfall,
stage
but had no
playoffs
plan to
against
actually
PRX.
fight so that they could get the
Not
spike down
2 to
properly.
10.
I don't know. That's dreadful from T1.
Okay, I know that word, but I don't know the top. So I'm going to say T1 fighting.
It's, yes, cheers of encouragement for T1. They certainly need it right
Oh,
now.
I fucking these trained
PRX
fanatics,
top, climbing back up
actual
towards
front of the
possible return to the
Snowpiercer looking
international
motherfuckers.
stage. T1
Just the
Oh,
arrogance
yeah,
is
I
going to
mean,
be
when
off
you
the
sit out
charts for
there,
the
this
Paper
would
X
be a
win.
bit
I
of a
hate it.
earthbreaker
I
for
hate it.
PRX 2 on a 5-match
I
losing
hate it.
streak versus
yes.
Korean team in VCT Pacific.
Fucking track by track motherfuckers.
Tomorrow
Certainly
they
could.
lose to Boom.
mean a lot
Oh,
more for
no.
PRX, especially for the upcoming games as well.
And you
but
can just sing
for
boom,
T1,
boom, boom, boom.
again, can you believe it?
Boom,
you have to
boom, boom,
eliminate
boom.
one of
I
these
want you
teams
in my
at the end of
room.
this
In
match.
my
T1
Oh,
Ba 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 ba
certainly
ba
hoping
ba
for a lot
do
more.
do
The
do do.
Masters Bangkok winner.
and then you've also got
Fuck
our
me.
State 1 winners in DRX who are in the lower bracket too. They still have an opportunity to fight for getting back on the international stage.
I'm just not ready to accept that Paper X are back. I'm just not ready mentally.
Starting things on the defensive side. Got some control. They're pushing out.
I also
the
just
drone
don't
as well.
believe it in my heart. I don't believe
One
it's
Vista
true.
round, highlighted it earlier, both on map 2 went the way of Paper X. They've got the first one here. Can they get the second and
Look,
pretty much
can they
seal
beat
the deal
Gluers?
with a cherry on top
Yeah.
on this
Whoa.
map? Izu tagged up by the
They can
Sheriff.
beat a bunch of Gluers.
Get on the train. I'm not getting on the fucking train.
If they boot Boom, I'll be on the
PRX
train, I
quickly
think.
corralling over
I
onto
will
the
not be
side.
on the train. Just out of principle at this point.
Play close. Every single player
I mean,
rotates
yes,
over.
I should be
Yeah,
on the
a lot of
train if they
numbers here
beat
now
Boom.
for
I'm
T1
not going to be
towards
on the
the safe
train.
side. I think Paper X might just
I'm
have to
fucking
go
on
patience a little
principle.
bit here.
I'm off the train.
Timing in the smoke, Meteor on the salvos.
Into Stacks.
Trailing off for the
Stacks has run
mid-rounds.
out of utility to
Oh,
slow them down
coming
here,
towards
but he
lane.
does have a flash.
Meanwhile, you got Lurks, Devi hiding inside.
Meteor
the
has
trail.
no util.
The
They
thing is,
only
Paper X
have
are already
3
in front of the
flashes
fight for
left, T1.
So Izu doesn't have to worry about the wall now. He just needs to watch the angles on the site with Buzz.
That's exactly what he's trying to do. Quick on the wide swing, takes out Devi, takes out
Nice,
another
Isu.
player. It's something
Oh,
gone.
Isu.
Forsaken though, able to bring.
They
things
still have
back
3
control.
flashes to retake
And
this.
going down, Meteor
Stacks, you're
eventually
not allowed to
salvos
take
back to
contact and
blindfold.
die here
Stacks
without
as
using
well.
a flash.
Jing.
It's
Oh,
actually illegal for Stacks to be dying before using a single breach flash. They didn't use any of the 3 flashes that they had. They didn't use Paranoia. They didn't use breach flashes. They didn't take space at all. They, They just walked in and died.
The pistol round collected again by Paper X. It's 11-2. You'd have to see the force up, essentially, to keep them off 12, keep them off series point. And I'm casting it back to what we said at the end of
Oh,
map number
no.
2 here, Quack. We had a 13-3, we had a 13-5.
Oh,
Surely we
no.
get a map
Fastest
3 that's
best
going
of
to
3
be
of all
close,
time
right?
went 3 minutes.
Right now,
Yeah,
different
13-3, 13-4,
What in the world is
13-2.
this script? The wheels are coming off of T1 right now, but they're trying to bring things back in together. You got Sheriffs, you got Stingers, and they're all positioned up
Yeah, the
towards
fucking
B as
wheels
well
are
as
coming
C,
off
pushing
T1
up
and
C-mount.
getting attached to the Paper X
He's in the
train.
safety.
It's got
Paper X,
1,000
they're happy
wheels.
with the info that they've gained.
It can't be stopped.
Yeah, if you're toying with
The
rotations,
momentum's
you're toying with
outrageous,
ideas,
frictionless.
You've got a lot of space to be able to do that as well with the 11-2. You've just spotted out Meteor at the front of B.
Oh,
You know
God.
that you've lost a bit of control over at C. So how favored do you feel going towards, well, the other side in A? Slow and steady. Paper X.
Gotta play careful. They will
What is
eliminate the
Meteor
first
doing?
strike
I
on
mean,
Meteor.
he's
Isu as well as Buzz,
he's
but
trying
playing
to
nice, though.
take the
He's
game
doing
into his own
ways.
hands, but his form today has just
Paranoia,
not been there.
things off. Buzz has to TP out.
And
Brother. I mean, I guess there's nobody nearby
Open
to
B
hear
side
the
as well,
double
Spike getting
satchels.
planted soon enough. Isu still trapped.
He just doesn't have the read that Jing's that aggressive.
Still hovering around stair.
Everybody getting timinged, the Yoru's on the flank.
Everyone
Everyone on T1 fighting one by one.
He's got the Sheriff. He will find the shot, but he's got 3 more hostiles.
Go on,
to
dual
deal
Buzz
with
in
altogether.
spawn.
Trying to sling out the shots now, but the Gunslinger on the other side to 5
Well.
puts Paper X up to map.
Quite a
and
nice round
series
from Paper
points.
X.
Big Time said it was Paper
Holy
X's time.
fuck,
It was not
T1 are bad.
copium. It was a real
Oh my
belief.
God.
I mean, you better bloody be believing right now, folks. 12-2. You would need to see an absolute change of
this
affairs
does
here
feel-
on Lotus from T1 to get
This
back
feels
into
like
this
those
one.
ranked games,
Will
doesn't
the
it?
next round
We've all
provide
been
us
there.
something a little bit different for them on this
What, where the
defensive
comeback
side?
happens?
However, they look towards
No,
them.
well, you have
and,
absolutely
I mean,
no
the
chance.
attacking side
Your
of
team-
this
no one is
map
speaking
for,
anymore.
Lotus for them.
You're all just
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
doing
so
whatever the
defense
fuck you
also.
want.
Yeah, so I don't know. Really?
It never
make
works.
work
You
of
take
that
the
one.
most
in there,
aggressive duel
But it's
possible.
just going to be something
Yeah.
quickly sending them
Yeah.
to their doom. Another
will
kill
die.
as Forsaken opens up the seaside. This might be it, Komodo.
Oh
it's Jake
my
diving straight in. He
God.
knows it's almost
Fucking
over.
hell.
Absolutely
Holy
Goomba stomped on
shit. What a way to
100%
end. What a perfect
stacks.
Paper X round to end it on.
How do you
Something
work your
gets
way
2 with
around
the
this
Outlaw.
1v5?
Jing double
You
satchels
can't
in and
bow
kills
out,
somebody in
but you
midair.
only have a
Now that
singular
is a good
Guardian,
round to end
2
on.
flashes and an aftershock and 5 Paper X players to kill. Look at the positions they're holding as well. He hears them coming out from the back. He tries to roll around. They're going in for the
got the
knives.
knife kill.
five cuts him at his throat, and Paper X end this out. Final score 13-2. They've been
Well,
going
a
up and down,
fitting
but
end.
here they are in playoffs, and track by track, Paper X are not done yet.
They are honking the horn of that train, mate. 13-3 map number 1 on Fracture for T1, but it's an absolutely commanding reverse.
I'm ruined.
For Paper X, 13-4 into 13-2.
Dude,
That is
T1
the
played
most
the
commanding
world's
victory
most
they have had
horrible
on this
Lotus
map through
I've
this
ever
whole
seen.
year. We've seen 13-9, 7s, 10s, 7s, 5s, but a 13-2 against the Masters winners in T1.
Oh
Are you
my
bloody
God.
joking?
You'd have to be. You can't imagine this scoreline. You have to watch through the entire series. You wouldn't have been expecting this looking at the first
Well,
match results.
GG, well played,
But Paper X
T1.
have done it, and they've
TMV.
turned this entire situation
You know that T1
around.
were in,
What a
like,
triumphant
internally
win
in
for the Dinos
shambles
themselves.
at the
Meanwhile,
beginning of
for T1,
Bangkok.
though, your heart goes out to them.
Do you think they return back to that and they just get mentally boomed and start fucking benching people and cutting people again?
I would say we
saying
have
that
had some
Carpe-
unexpected results and maybe a little
Carpe
more
comes in,
unexpected scoreline.
Buzz is on the
So they
bench.
excel
Carpe comes in and
because
plays
Paper X
fucking
looked
duelist.
absolutely flat on
Buzz is
Fracture.
on the
Don't get me
bench?
wrong,
I don't know
they
about
turned
Buzz
it
on
around,
the
they
bench.
forgot about that one. Something stepped up, Jin stepped up. I mean, everybody,
If they
everyone
bench-
stepped up
bench
on
Buzz,
that
then this
roster.
fucking
That just
automator in
means
here.
so much to their mentality as well. We'll take
I mean,
a look with how Paper X
he's
are feeling
taking
on
over
the stage
T1.
as we toss it to
Sliggy
Jen
calling you
over
out?
the
Yeah,
victory
I mean,
interview.
of course he is. The train is got some momentum. I mean, that is...
What a match from Paper
That was-
X. Winners of tonight, Forsaken. Here
That
we
was
go.
genuinely the
Over
the world's
here.
most horrible Lotus
네,
game, I think.
페이퍼렉스의 포세이큰 선수
from
만나보도록
T1.
하겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다.
I think they did everything wrong.
끝나고 다바이 선수가
Sliggy says he has some room on the
What do you
roof
think
for
it would
you.
take the first Masters every year is a
있었지만
Mickey
이겨내고
Mouse.
폼을 복구하고
Shut
있는
up.
페이퍼렉스인데요. 오늘의 퍼포먼스에 대해서 어떻게 느끼고 있는지부터 물어보겠습니다.
I would rather be used as coal for the fucking
Just
engine
after you guys
and
finished up
die.
the match, I heard Dabai
A
say,
fiery,
"Oh, we're back."
disgusting
You feel like you guys are back? How are we feeling
death
about how the team performed
than
today?
hop on the fucking roof of that
we
train.
perform good, and as well in the practice, we've been like practicing a lot. We've been putting a lot of hard work in
God, when they win Toronto, you're gonna be...
the result
God,
here,
when you're casting the Toronto final and Jing gets the
진짜
final
너무
kill,
기분이 좋고 확실히 이렇게 팀의 폼이 올라오는 것
overheating like
같고
fuck.
그동안 연습을 굉장히 열심히 했기 때문에
It's cold in Seoul because Mind Freak's back. He didn't play, bro. He didn't fucking play.
2주간의 시간 동안 어떤 부분에 집중했는지도 물어보고 싶네요. So you guys practiced and practiced, worked really hard, right?
Are
What did you
you casting
specifically
today?
work on?
I'm on the desk
I
today.
mean, since Batman is like new to us, and
Oh,
he needs a little bit of
Christ.
time to adjust with our play styles and stuff. But yeah,
Are you casting the grand
I trust
final?
him on that.
Yeah.
And he's just practicing on like.
But you're gonna
I would
be
say
up. Wait, our paper
maybe
is the
last time
second
we
game
have role
tomorrow?
issue, right? But now.
I'm gonna be
maybe
up early
we will
before
fix
it,
a bit
yes.
On some map, you know. Maybe
Dude,
we'll
I
focusing
should
on
probably go to
Vector
bed again
They're
now.
the first
Yeah.
game tomorrow though. It's Boom Paper X
아,
first.
팬맨 선수가
Why do you sound so
팀에
fucking
적응하는
sad?
게 먼저 급선무였고, 그리고
Because
뭐
T1
워낙
played
선수들이
horribly.
믿고
Paper
있기
X are
때문에
not
연습을
back.
하면서
It's all a
어떻게
fraudulent
기록을
fucking
끌어올리느냐를
joint mass
배우고,
hallucination
그리고 그
that
부분을
Paper X are
굉장히
back.
열심히
It's a
연습해서
mass
나오라고
hallucination.
얘기를
They're
하면서
playing
그리고
against shit
지난번까지는
teams. They're
약간의
playing
역할이
against
겹치는
shitty
그런
teams.
이슈들이
People are getting
I mean, that is true.
excited. The train is not fucking going anywhere. The train is going like fucking 5 miles an hour, and you guys are fucking going crazy.
It's like when cars first came out and like the speed limit was like 4 miles an hour.
이건 또 어떤 과정이 있었는지
Oh,
물어보고,
Christ.
Speaking of fracture,
Mostly,
major
I'm sad
changes
because
to that map, right? I don't know. We might see more coming into the future.
Sliggy
but
was
can you
right.
talk to us about why you guys
that's
made
why I'm
this
sad.
Is he that right?
Well,
We'll
he's
have to
only.
see.
We'll have to see, but he's definitely right about the
He's 1 out of
first
3
part.
right.
Yeah, he's 1 out of 3 correct.
Even in practice, I think we wreck a lot of teams.
Oh,
but
Christ.
somehow in tournament it feels
Track
different.
by track, you bald
yeah,
bitch.
anyway, it is
Fucking
what it
fight
is.
me in the car park. I'll swing at you. I'll swing at you, you fucking cunt. I'm ready for a fight after what I've just witnessed. Why was Stax playing so horribly today? Why was he solo lurking on the attack side of Ascent? Why was he playing defense in market instead of playing where he can fucking knife and molly the choke points towards like tree or B main? And why the fuck was he calling the worst attack side I've ever seen on Lotus? Oh my god.
This is a true hate watch. And if any of you have truly hate watched someone and they let you down, and the team that you're hate watching destroys, and you're like, why the fuck are you so shit all of a sudden? That is a hate watch.
Oh, dude, when we were on Plat Chat and we were talking about is it more fun to hate watch or is it more fun to support? This is the bad side of hate watching. I tuned in today to hate watch the Paper X, not because I dislike Paper X, but because I think they need changes. And I also think it was funny to root against the insane Sliggy take. But the fact that they slapped T1 in 2 maps, oh, I'm molding. I'm fucking molding. I'm molding.
Okay, well, you can mold for the rest of the day.
I think I'm gonna turn my stream off and go to bed.
A good night indeed for
Goodbye.
Paper Rex.
Goodbye.
They take the series 2-1 versus T1. Unfortunately, very, very sad that we have to say goodbye to T1, the Masters Bangkok champions. But for Paper Rex, their journey continues here in the playoffs.
I mean, it goes to show you just how tough Pacific is. You can go and win a Masters. You can go beat G2, Vitality, all the top teams in the world.
Did you hate cast EG earlier today? No, I didn't. When I was watching EG, I was like, dude, these guys are actually playing really fucking well. There was like 1 or 2 moments where they still played a bit slow and I was like, you know, this is a bit sluggish from them. But generally, I think that they turned up the tempo really well and were playing a pretty fucking good individual game too. EG at the final hour convinced me. At the final hour. And then this was just pure hate watching. Pure.
Connected to the server and expected things to go well for them. And PRX is a team that forces you to adapt, and T1 just did it.
Yeah, I think especially after that map 1, T1 will have been feeling so confident.
Sean got so triggered during the Lotus map by your comments. They're fucking slow. I mean, they were playing slow in previous games, actually. They weren't that slow in that game of Lotus, though. They were a lot quicker than usual in that Lotus game.
It's just not good enough. That is just not good enough for a team at this level. Like, they completely disappeared in map 2 and 3 of this series, and it really has to come down to some inflexibility or a failure to adapt either from the coaching.
What are you talking about? You haven't sent any bits in the last 30 minutes.
Kind of being complacent at the end of the day because they just
T1 had 4 solid matches all year, and it was all in a 1-week streak at Bangkok, running a new meta that caught everyone off guard.
Over at the Masters event in particular, but I feel like in Pacific, it's been not great for T1, and they're a team now that map-wise, they don't have an above 50% win rate inside of Pacific. Like, they are not a well-performing team inside of Pacific right now.
Yeah, and that should be a lot.
I think for the amount of resilience G2 has shown, they might completely sweep Toronto. You think they might sweep Toronto, even though they don't look like the best Americas team?
But of course, another team that we would love to see back on the global stage is PRX. And you just have to note how dangerous it is when PRX are smiling and laughing.
Kind of wild. I think Sentinels look quite a lot better than G2 currently. Sen look fucking awesome.
In the game.
They're a momentum-based team. Like, honestly, they really are. And you could see they got no momentum at all on Fracture. They said it's a comp that's worked well for them in scrims. It's a comp that's very bursty.
XLG are winning Toronto. You're so right, actually. You're so fucking correct. Lillian, based from you. XLG is winning in China, and then they're getting a bye to the playoffs, and then they're going to get wins in the playoffs. They're going to go through to the upper bracket final. They're going to beat Sentinels in the upper bracket final. They're going to have double map veto for the grand final, and they're going to win the second major tournament for China.
And they're constantly starting out around losing map control, losing a pick, losing 2 players, or they have a lurk that they want to get active, and then that
glue by glue.
You saw what happened to Mizu.
Liter by liter, we're gonna glue up the world.
Thrives and T1 just gets completely shut down.
This is what I've been waiting to see from PRX all year, where it's like I didn't want them to
Team Heretics clears. I fear, unfortunately, that they do. Team Heretics looks like, I think the best teams currently look like Sen, Heretics,
and that makes me very happy.
And that's why the fans love them so much,
maybe G2, but that depends on if they come back into a bit better form.
Definitely cheering on his favorite player, David.
But like, I think Sen and Heretics currently look like the best. Fuck off, PRX. Fuck off. This team is not making Toronto. This team is not making Toronto.
As a Southeast Asia Valorant fan, of course. But
this team has gotten so lucky that they're playing against the dregs of Pacific. The dregs. The teams that PRX has beaten would go 0-5 in any other region.
I don't know, Moose. I had a really cheesy answer for that, but I think I've given you loads already. But I do have
XLG would not lose more than 5 rounds total to PRX.
So far with the performances?
Yeah, hit and miss. It was hit and
if
miss.
they played 20 times.
I can't say I'm exactly sure. I think I might have scraped this, or it could
Bald
be
and miserable. The train will never take you. Fuck, I'll fucking... I'll stop the train like I'm Spider-Man.
Premium as well, yeah.
I think the Meteor
I'm gonna throw myself on the tracks and gum up the wheels.
Ooh, let's see. We're gonna pull up the results in just a bit. I think that nobody can catch up to Victoria at this point, but hey, we take the daily wins. We take the win. Oh, how did you do that?
Miserable, bald fucking fraud.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
How did you do that?
Oh god.
What? Why?
Well, just
wonderful
overall
watching Margaret.
Dude, Meteor had a bad day
makes a lot
today.
of sense. A lot of doubters from around.
Anyway.
Why am I still
put a wager down? Bro, if fucking PRX make it to Toronto.
So funny that you were so confident.
I had Jing, I had Forsaken, okay, I'm still last. What on
if
earth?
if PRX makes it to Toronto, then
This is rigged. As I mentioned, it's a stupid game. Okay? With stupid rules.
Okay,
I got
680, 660. Oh, you're catching me.
I might straight
Hold up. I'm just thinking, like,
Where's my copium?
if they beat Boom, then they play against DRX, right?
PRX
Probably.
with Toronto, you don't shave your head until chat.
Really?
I'm throwing in
Dude, they're not
predictions.
beating
Do I
Boom
know
and
anything about
DRX.
that?
They're just
Are you
not.
I'm sorry.
They're
Are you
not.
washed? I am a fraud.
You feel like you're throwing?
They're not.
Can you say that to me directly?
You've done your best, and we love you.
I have. I feel like I did do my best. I tried. I tried. But hey, it's a lot of fun, and of course, watching all of these matches
They're not.
are
They're
so
not
fun because
losing.
you know
They're
these
not.
teams are giving their
Or
absolute
rather,
best
they
here
are
in the
losing. They're not
playoffs.
making
We're
it
gonna
to
take a look at our
Toronto.
brackets because the matches get even more exciting.
Yes, I mean, look, we'll take first a moment to commiserate. Nongshim has been eliminated again by Talent. The second time in a stage here in Pacific, they've been kicked out of the competition.
I'm doubting the
By
train.
Talent, that
I'm
one's got a
doubting the
sting. I
train.
think
It's
Nongshim
not
have to
happening.
kind of face the harsh
It's not
reality that
happening.
maybe they're not going to be a powerhouse of Pacific, but they are still a very solid team inside of Pacific that can definitely do damage. But I want to see, I'm not really sure what the next step is for them to hit the new ceiling. And T1, they won't be going back
Chat,
to the
I
Masters. They're
can't
out.
do. Chat, I can't do a co-stream with my face covered in coal. It's gonna look like blackface. I can't. That's the world's worst idea.
Do anything today, it just stops you from going home earlier.
Yeah, it's out
That's
of
the
frying
world's
pan and into
worst
the fire,
idea,
looks
chat.
like every single match that happens here in our playoffs, and because it's the lower bracket as well, everything is just so exciting. And of course, we have come to the end of the show, but before that, we do have a very special segment where you guys can be a part of our broadcast. Just use the hashtag VCT Pacific Moments, and we can feature you here, just like our friend Aru, who has attended all the kickoff
I'm not going to put
matches.
anything on the line because it's beneath me to even talk about it as if it's got a chance of happening. It doesn't. It's pointless to even discuss.
Crazy respect. That's a real thing.
It's pointless to even discuss it, chat. It's not happening.
You go downstairs and after the matches and you see familiar faces.
It's not
They're
happening.
here for every single match. We love you guys.
Yeah. I mean, the fan culture around VCT Pacific is fantastic. You get very dedicated people showing up time and time again. So fantastic. Come down to Sangam Coliseum.
I'm not dodging the topic. I'm just, I'm so confident.
Fantastic artists.
Dude, it's like saying,
Grab yourself a VCT Pacific.
it's like saying, oh, will you do something if the Platchat Premier team makes it to Ascension? Like, it's, why are we even talking about it? The chances of it happening are non-existent. They're zero. They're literally zero.
Valorant action here. I love that slogan.
They're literally zero. The chances are zero.
30 seconds to go.
Detonate your house. I mean, that's not relevant, is it? It's not relevant. It's not relevant.
Primmy's already got a new spotted. How quick has all this happened? Quad kill. Unearth himself from this one. The relay bolt though, the stuns. Still, you got decent support. Assistance out from Killua now. But Nongshim, they're nowhere to be found. Persia, good on the first. Just
I can't believe T1 played that badly. I really am amazed at how bad they played on Lotus. On Ascent, okay, they played bad, but it was like, holy shit, they just don't really know what they're doing on this map. Lotus was otherworldly bad. There are some teams that play Ascent badly, but holy crap, I haven't seen a team play Lotus that bad in a long time.
Team of Talon that's had their trials and tribulations through this stage.
The retake. Oh, and look at this now. Buzz feeling confident to go in.
Where was this level of coordination in any of the other maps? Where was this level of stacks perfectly setting Buzz up on the other maps? Where was it? Where was my incredible flash and dash combo on Ascent? Where was my breach support play on Lotus? Where was my coordination between Stacks and Meteor? What the fuck? Yeah, PaperX's comp and the way that PaperX played on Fracture was terrible. But my God, you can't play that badly. You can't win a Masters and then play that badly. I am crying. I'm crying and shitting my pants right now. Oh, Christ. Okay, I'm going to raid somebody else. Is anybody else carrying on streaming? Onipixel? Yeah, let me just raid Onipixel. Me and him, big fan. Who's online? Okay, Miniboo is online, playing ranked. Could send you over there. I mean, that seems like the best person to send you to be honest. Robbie BK? Robbie BK would be kind of fun. Because he's the new pickup for Loud. Hold up. Hold up a second. Who's live on the Valorant streams? We did. Robbie. Who else? Yeah, I think those are the best two options. I think it'd be cool to go and look at Robbie BK. He just got a big call up to the big time. I think he's still officially with Gentle Mates, is he? He's still got that in his name, but I think if PaperX make Toronto, you should have to donate $100 to Cadrill and say that you're his biggest fan. First of all, here's what the reaction is going to be. Sideshow, thank you for the $100. Okay, so they need to take Baron right now, and then people just spamming XDDs in the chat. That's going to be the whole interaction. And then also, I would never fucking give money to a League of Legends player, fan, co-streamer. I'm utterly morally opposed to that. Doesn't matter how well PaperX do. You will never see a penny of my money go into a leak. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Sorry. You'll never see a penny of my money go into a League of Legends. Oh, my God. League of Legends. Fucking hell. Sorry, I can't even say it. To a League player. Fucking hell. All right, let's send you to Robbie BK. Okay, I raided Robbie BK. For some reason, I don't know whether that even worked, actually. I do not know if that worked. Type it in the Twitch chat now, and it's going to work. Robbie BK1. Robbie Burger King 1. Okay, all right, here we go. He's like my grandpa figuring out the PC. I'll fucking strap your grandpa to train tracks and have PaperX run them over. Sorry, I'm in an aggressive mood. I've got to apologize. I don't mean any harm to your grandparents. I'm just in a very aggressive mood. He's dead, by the way? Well, then I'm not very much like your grandpa, am I? Okay. Okay. Enjoy Robbie BK's stream.